Welcome to Nim Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators, and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today we are answering your YouTube questions. But before we do that, I want to let you know, if you are somebody that's watching on the replay, that we have timestamps down in the video description where you can quickly jump to whatever part of the stream it is that you like, and you can see all the questions that were asked during the live stream, so you can just see the types of things that we talked about during this live stream. So you can jump down there to jump around, or you can sit back and just listen to the stream where you will learn a bunch of different stuff about YouTube. But when I say that that we are answering your YouTube questions, I mean myself and my brother from the same mother, D. D, how's it going?
How was your week, everybody? How was your week?
Man, I had a great week.
Yeah.
Yep, great week. Just you know, just working on stuff.
Just working on stuff
Yep,
this
just
week?
Working on stuff, hanging out, you know. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You know, as you know, locally here it's smoke season, so because of that, you know, not doing much outside, but you know, spending a little bit extra time in house, a little bit extra time in front of the computer. So, you know, all that stuff is you know, good and fun and all that good stuff.
Did YouTube bless us with any YouTube news this week?
You know what? As a matter of fact, they did.
YouTube creator news starts now.
All right, so some YouTube news that we have for you today is that first, you can now play select games called playables directly from your mobile vertical live streams with your viewers. So if you are live streaming from vertically on a mobile device, they have an option now to where you're going to be able to play games with your viewers. You should have this already. In addition to that, GIFs are rolling out to horizontal live streams for viewers that are watching on a mobile device, which gives you another way to earn. So if you see the option in this stream, then make sure that you do go ahead and drop a GIF so we can see it in action. And in addition to that, you can now access the entire Shorts audio library in the YouTube Create app. So if you are somebody that is doing everything on your phone, it is important that you do know that YouTube did put out a while ago, they put out a app called YouTube Create, where you can do a bunch of, you know, things around making shorts on your phone.
You're telling me you can now see the entire Shorts library in an app?
No, it's not seeing the entire Shorts library. It's the music library.
The music library.
The audio library. Yep, the audio library. And in addition to that, to keep and this one was on Neil Mohan's Twitter feed. He said to keep the momentum going on your live streams. There's like a lot of stuff going on for live streamers, it seems. But it says to keep the momentum going on your live streams, they're now going to automatically recognize when your stream is at its peak. And when your stream is at its peak, they are going to hold back ads so that people can just enjoy your stream without having to, you know, see ads. So basically, instead of having a nice, you know, peeked out stream and then them showing ads and that dropping your numbers for your stream, now if your stream is doing awesome, then they'll just let it ride without showing ads. Yeah, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so when it comes to the YouTube news, that's it.
Okay, well, you know, you're not going to get through some YouTube news without some commentary.
Let's hear it. What do you got for me today?
I just want to say that out of all the features and all of the amazing things that the engineers at YouTube could possibly put together, I'm just so thankful that they put a team together to build games that we could play with people.
Yeah.
Like that's, I mean, because that's what everyone in here wanted as well.
Right.
I'm
Games.
sure.
Yeah.
Games.
Yep.
All the things they could have fixed. Hey, let's give them some games that they can play.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that.
And we also got our first super chat today. iFund Chris, thanks for the super chat.
Hey,
appreciate it, my man. Thank you. Hope that you are doing amazing.
I appreciate that, Chris. Chris shows up every time. You realize that?
He does. Yep. He's always here.
Yeah, Chris.
Appreciate it, man.
Like 98.3% of the time, I did the math. Don't question me on the math. You were the first one in here to drop her super chat every single Saturday, like clockwork.
Not every single, but pretty close. Yep, pretty close.
98.2% of the time.
That was your math.
That was the math.
Okay.
And Chris,
All right.
I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Doug Hewson, member for 92 months, says he feels old. Yeah, that's like grandpa level of support there. Appreciate it, Doug.
Wow. Listen, I know right about now you're thinking, hey, I've been on board for 92
Funk
months.
Soul brother.
I've been on board his entire life.
Yeah, but not a member. Not a member. Larry, what's going on?
Decades.
Hope you're doing great. Nice to see you in here. Brent, nice to see you
Decades.
here as well. Stitch is going to stitch. Hope that you are doing great. So here's the deal. If this is your first time here, here's what's going on. So during the stream, we answer your YouTube questions. So if you have a question about anything that you're doing on YouTube, if you want feedback on your thumbnails, on, on your titles, things like that, or if you just have a general question about something that you're trying to figure out about YouTube, there is a form that is pinned to the chat, or a link that's pinned to the chat. If you click on that link, it's going to take you to the place where you can just fill out a little bit of information. It's free, and I'm not collecting your email or anything like that. But you just fill out a little bit of information about your channel, so I can make sure that the answers that we give are based around what you're trying to do. And with that, you can just put that information in, and then we get it answered on the stream. So it's super easy. So I have that link pinned here in the chat. I also have it pinned down in the video description. And then if you are watching this from somewhere that is not YouTube, you can also go to nickniman.com/ask, and it will redirect you to that same exact form that that I'm talking about, where you can add your YouTube questions. With all that, D, I think we are ready to get into this.
Get into it.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and hop into this right now, and we're gonna get started. But before we do, I do want to let you know, if you do have an iPhone, if you look here at the front of the desk, if you do have an iPhone, we have an app for YouTubers called New Creator. You can find out more about that at newcreator.app. Has all kinds of helpful things for you in there. It has a place to help you come up with video ideas, write better titles. You can test your thumbnails and get feedback on your thumbnails before you publish your videos. It has a content calendar in there to make sure that you stay, organized with everything it is that you're doing, but all kinds of helpful features for you there as well. But you can find out more about that at newcreator.app. All right, now let's get into the questions.
Let's get
rock and roll.
into it. Hey, Film School Dad, how you doing? Kathy, good to see you.
All right, so here we go. So the very first question that we have today is from Stitch is Gonna Stitch, one of my favorite channel names on YouTube. I just want to say,
Yeah, I know, and I know,
like that would go into like my top 10. I don't know what the other ones are, but that would go into my top 10.
I know we bring up the name every time they come in. I know that, but that's how cool the name is.
It is.
I'm envious of the name.
That's a really cool name.
Makes me want to gut somebody with a prison shank, like a filed down.
Pretty serious, Steve.
like a filed down toothbrush or something.
Pretty serious.
Get 'em.
Pretty serious.
Yeah, well,
and
that's
Ed
gotta be
says,
right.
but no Android app. Yep, not at the moment. So the question here from Stitch is Gonna Stitch is they upload one time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. The type of channel is crochet and knitting projects and community commentary
I just
and making
wanna say,
shanks at home.
That's a good cover.
What?
Just being a cover.
Crocheting?
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm just, I just crochet.
Yeah.
I'm just a normal person. I make rugs
I agree, Ernie.
and pillows and just crochet stuff until the email
Derailed.
comes in on a secure system. And then you turn into Jason Bourne.
So Stitch is Gonna Stitch. She does crocheting and knitting projects and community commentary. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, I've noticed these QR codes popping up on screen to link products that a creator is talking about. Is that part of the Brand Connect feature, or is there something else that they're doing? It's not a graphic native to the video. It's an interactive, dismissible button. Do they link to an affiliate program? I feel like too many features get rolled out with us being able to adjust and understand them very well. So absolutely, that is a YouTube shopping feature. So the thing with that is they have done that to make it easier for people to make purchases from TVs. Because if you've navigated YouTube on a TV, it's very challenging to take any type of action directly, on the TV. So because of that, they've added that QR code to make it easier for people to make purchases through YouTube's shopping affiliate program. So if you are in the partner program and you have shopping links in your videos, then those can show up for you too. But it's basically just a thing that makes it easy for people to make those purchases because, in the world that we live in, Netflix, I actually saw, I've seen two actors talk about this before, and I think you and I have talked about it also, where
Prison shanking?
where Netflix is telling the people that are making their shows that where they
Shawshank
have to
Redemption.
keep working on the premise of the show, or they have to keep dropping these hints throughout the show.
Oh, yes.
Because people are, tasking while they are watching Netflix.
Yeah, right. They're writing it into their scripts to say obvious plot lines for people
that are distracted by a second screen, essentially.
Yeah, they're on their phone, and so they need the actors to say something that some some plot line to let the person
Make it
know.
obvious.
Right.
Yeah, and kept bring them up to speed if they've been
Right.
distracted.
Right.
Yeah.
So why is the businessman taking the money out of the bank at this hour of the night?
Right. And with that, though, I think the same idea applies when it comes to YouTube. If people are watching it on TV, there's a really good chance they have a phone nearby. So then when they have those QR codes that hit, then it just gives people the option to, be able to grab their phone, hold it up, take that screenshot, and then they can navigate and make purchases and all that stuff on their phone. So a little bit clunky, but it still provides an avenue for people to be able to make purchases directly through their service like that. And as a part of this is something, and I need to be better at this as well because I've made some. I just don't put them all over the place. Like, for example, we have one that is, hold on, let me take this down here real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to this, by the way.
So we have one that is, I'm trying to take this down here. So we have one that if we do like a screen share or something like that, actually I won't even do it right now, but if we do like a screen share or something like that, then we have like a QR code there, and I put them in some videos and things like that, which it's also been, solid for. But just something to think about as a content creator now in the world that we're living in, because YouTube, they see that, it's easier to get people to respond on their, on their phones when it comes to making purchases when they're watching on TVs. So because of that, if you go into your stats and you see that you have TV viewers, then in that case, if you do promote something as an affiliate, if you do have your own products that you bring attention to through your videos and that sort of thing, then in that case, make sure that you're also thinking about QR codes, because then you're making it easy for TV viewers to make those purchases on the spot. Because like a way to think about it is that, sometimes people will think, okay, well, if I just mention it or mention the URL, something like that, then maybe people will come back to it later. But, if somebody's sitting there watching YouTube videos, there's a good chance after it passes, then they're gone. So because of that, being able to get people to take action through the QR code right there on the screen is definitely something to consider. So just make sure that you are thinking about that if you are trying to bring attention to things through your videos. Joe, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing great. He says, coming soon to YouTube, prison shank emoji.
Did you see her super chat here? Thank you for the super chat. Says
Super
knitting
chat.
actually hid secret codes during the world wars, because who suspects women knitting?
Oh, interesting.
That's what I'm saying. It's the perfect cover.
Interesting. That is a good cover.
See how that just came back around full circle?
It is. That's good.
Right
That
there.
is.
There's a method to the madness.
It is.
Swirling around up here.
Were you in the world wars and you're like you're down there like okay, how
No,
can we get these codes out to people?
It's
Oh, I got
ju-
an idea.
It's just the perfect cover.
Yeah, I guess it would be. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You wouldn't suspect it.
You would not suspect it. Yeah. They're just knitting.
Yep.
They're just doing knitting stuff.
Hey, if you are new here, I just want to say welcome to the live stream. Today we're talking about all things related to YouTube. So if you're a content creator, you are in the right place.
And see, we have Karina Heath in here. Apologies if I didn't get your name right. It says,
Also has
I
a Nick
also
Curry.
have it. See, what you don't know
Something
about
going on
knitters,
here. Yeah.
Knitters are like velociraptors.
Okay. How does
right?
that work?
So you have one come into your chat, and that's, you have one to come in, dropping super chats, getting your attention, and then the other knitters,
Oh, they're like
You don't
they're sneaking up
they're like
behind you.
velociraptors. You don't see them sneaking in,
Nice.
and then they attack as a group.
I feel like somebody's watched Jurassic Park recently.
I don't understand the reference.
Okay. Yeah. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so next up, we've got now she's gonna have to find another thing because Namaste right here. Namaste forgot me not says cat's out of the
Namaste.
bag now. Knitting cover is blown. Yeah, it's out there. Yep, absolutely out there now. They're gonna have to find a new cover.
Yep.
So Shark Scrapper, what's up, man? Amy Johnson, nice to see you in here. Brian, how we got here? Genealogy, hope that you are doing great.
There's my new
as
channel
well.
right there.
What's up,
The crochet
Conspiracies.
conspiracy with Tina.
Where you're going in, you're analyzing all these crochet videos,
revisiting
Yeah.
all of world history to
looking for blankets in the
looking for
background and
blankets
stuff
in the
like that.
background.
Yeah.
Enhance.
Is that a
Zoom
crocheted
in.
sweater?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's good.
Is
Is that a knitted cap that I
Right,
see there
right.
in the background? Let's zoom in on that. Enhance. Yeah.
Right.
That's great. All right. So next up on the list here, we have Marcin MKJ. They upload one time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for less than 1 year. They do informed commentary content. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, my latest long form, the start was great. Impressions were record high, but every change seemed to fail the packaging. I managed to get from 1.4 to 1.8% CTR before YouTube killed it. I'm confused what failed and if 1 right now is good enough. Also, do you like or dislike the first 30 seconds? So the only thing that we don't do is watch the videos themselves, but I am going to take a look at the channel and see if we can give you some tips on your thumbnails, and I'll even click into the first frame there and just kind of see what it is that you got going on to see, if there's anything that stands out.
Sounds like malware waiting to happen.
So right out of the gate, you've got, 1.4 thousand subscribers on the channel out of 21 videos. Hold on. Out of 21 videos. So you're definitely on the right path here. And then let me pull this up.
Let's have a look.
Yeah. So just so you know, as it relates to YouTube, what you've already done here is great considering the amount of videos that you have. So just know that. But the second thing is that you said this video right here, didn't get a good response. So I think that you're doing the right thing by featuring, these people in here if the video is about these people. But
put their names in the title.
But I'm not sure what to expect from this. Like, I understand that you're trying to be vague and you're trying to, pique somebody's curiosity so they'll click into it and try to understand what's going on. But I think it's a little too vague right now because there's no real promise of what this video might be or what I might get in this video. So yeah, that's step number 1. I think the imagery and everything that you're using, I think all that's fine.
It's too vague.
But in terms of, how you're framing the rest of the topic, yeah, that's where I think it falls apart right here. So I would definitely try to be a little bit more specific on what it is that you're trying to express here.
Is that kid in the middle? Is that the Look Maxer kid?
Yeah, I think so.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, I tell you what. But also keep in mind, this is 2 days ago. So, you mentioned that, numbers are kind of down right now. So, you definitely can, make an adjustment to this if you want to now, which will be fine. But yeah, right now, I think this is just too vague. But let's see what else you have going on. Europe is falling behind, and it's not an accident. Social media's tobacco moment has finally arrived. Yeah. So what it is that you're doing is like with these, right?
I'm getting Chat GPT title hints.
Like here,
that's the feeling I'm getting.
You have, social media's tobacco moment has arrived. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Like when you mentioned tobacco moment. I don't know if you mean that, I think I get what you mean. I think what you're saying is that, people used to, like doctors used to recommend that parents or mom smokes, right, when she has a kid to keep the kid healthy. Then later they found out that's a horrible idea, right? So I think that might be what you mean here. The downside of this, again, is that, I had to sit there and think about it. So when it comes to YouTube, the way that you need things to work on YouTube is when this shows up in somebody's home feed, you need it to either be clear enough that it's obvious what the video is going to be about so they can click to, come in and watch the video. Or the way that you create curiosity needs to be enough to where there's at least some information here that is clear enough that will open up that gap for people to try to, get them to come in and click on it. But this is another one where I think the imagery is okay. I think the white space that you're using here, all of that is great. The only downside is at a small size. This isn't going to look that great, but in terms of people being able to instantly, recognize it. In addition to that, if this is on YouTube's homepage, for example, you have they new, right? And then you have, the 3 different, we'll just call them rich people here. And in this case, it makes it kind of easy to glance over them at a glance. So if you're leveraging them to grab attention, I would definitely fill the space up more with them. The thing that I do like about this, though, is it is unique. I haven't seen a thumbnail with this particular layout on it yet. So this is a, pretty unique layout, which is cool. But I would definitely make the people bigger. So I would, kind of stretch them out to like here and here. Kind of like you did with this, but you don't need to fill them all the way up like this. You just need to make it big enough so that their faces are, are prominent in here. And then here, yeah, social media's tobacco moment has finally arrived. Yeah. So I think what you need to work on is just some clarity on what's going on. So this one here, I think it's a little bit more clear, right? Who's really the villain, USA, Russia, or China, or Israel? You're posing a question and you're kind of poking at people in terms of like, like, is it this person, or this place, or this place? So I think this one's a lot more clear compared to what it is that you're offering here and here. And even with this one, Europe is falling behind, and it's not an accident. So this one I think is almost there, but I think, and this is why, creates more curiosity than, and it's not an accident, right? It's similar, but I would experiment with this one too. And just because of ChatGPT and how people are responding to M dashes now, I would also, be careful with putting that in there, even though I know that M dashes are, normal part of writing. However, because of ChatGPT and everything like that, some people will, kind of take that a little bit negatively. So on your stuff, those are the things that I'd work on right now, is just, being a little bit more clear. And then on, some of these, like here, just experimenting with different ways to frame it. I think the Europe is falling behind part is good on this one. But, and it's not an accident, strong statement. And if you had a lot of people that, expected content from you and things like that, that might be a strong title. But where you're at right now, I would definitely make that more of a like, and this is why type of thing, because then it suggests that you're going to get an answer of what's going on versus, and it's not an accident, which is something that to where you might just be talking about it. When you say, and this is why, then it changes it to where, you might get some type of, answer out of it, and it makes the value that might come from that video a little bit more clear. So I'd work on those types of things. But I think with the type of content that you have, just to be transparent about this too, I think with the type of content that you have, I think that, the potential for what it is that you're doing is huge, because you are, you're hopping on trends and you're, trying to talk about things that are popular in, culture right now. And because of that, you're like one good video away from, from the channel really getting legs, which is cool. But I definitely think that you need, some clarity and all of that when it comes to your titles, and more emphasis, when you're trying to leverage people for the attention here. Because keep in mind, like if you're talking about these subjects and using the famous people, then in that case, you want to make sure that the famous people are instantly recognizable at a glance when this shows up on YouTube's homepage, right? So those are the types of things that you want to think about there. But topically, yeah, I think the potential here is solid, but you just got to dial in those types of things. And I will click into the video too, because I mentioned that I would do that, just so I can kind of see what everything like looks like and whatnot. That's funny. Yeah. So so all of this, I think it's good. I guess if you are, kind of doing the bone hitting stuff like they do, just to kind of show what's going on there. Yeah, I think all that's fine. But again, we don't watch the first, we don't watch the content here. But also be careful. I know you're doing commentary, which is fine. But also when you're using other people's content like this, just be mindful that, you do open yourself up for like copyright claims and, people, just submitting copyright claims just because they don't like the way that you framed it, things like that. And it just creates more for your work, which is fine. Some people don't have any problems with that, but I just want to make sure that you are mindful of that, because, that can be, a bit of an issue for some people sometimes. Oh, let's see here. So next up on our list here.
Next question.
We have, did we do Johnny Harris already? Okay, yeah, we did. Or that one. And if you are just joining us, I do want to remind you that we are answering questions from the form that is linked at the bottom or top of chat, depending on what you're watching on. And also, if you do have a question, you can put it into that form. And if you're watching from somewhere else that is not YouTube, you can go to nickniman.com/ask, and it will redirect you to that same form that we are taking questions from. Oh, let's see here. Okay. So next up, we got Home Rapid Repair. What's going on, dude? Hope you're doing great. Uploads one time per week or more, been on YouTube for 1 year or more, does home improvement content. Goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, with all the creators you'd helped over the years, what do you see as the best combination of long-term success on YouTube between optimizing for profit, channel growth, views, subs, personal expression, brand deals, etc.? So the elephant in the room with that question is that And like if you're going to be doing this full time, you need to be generating revenue, and the revenue needs to be substantial enough that you're able to replace your job. And if you're going to be replacing your job because of the risks involved with that, it needs to be substantial enough that you will actually be ahead when you, in terms of the income that you're generating compared to the job that you had. And the reason for that is because you can make a lot of money on YouTube. Like once you get everything dialed in, you can make a lot of money on YouTube. And once things are dialed in, you can hit certain thresholds where money just starts coming in really quickly. And because of that, it can make up for some of those things to where as long as you're, responsible in some way, then, you can do stuff with that money in terms of, preparing yourself for the future and stuff like that to where, with some jobs, they kind of have that stuff built in. So because of that, you have to be able to generate revenue and learn how to do that. So, of course, you can do that through ad revenue on YouTube. But when you do that, you have to, make sure that the type of content that you're making is the type of content that can generate, a nice amount of views to be able to generate enough ad revenue to be able to generate real serious money from YouTube. So because of that, I think, profit is definitely a big part of the, potential for channels, because if you don't have that, then it creates stress, right? Because then you have this thing that goes into your brain to where you're like, well, if I'm not generating income, then that means I'm not going to be able to do this for a while because I'm spending my time on this, but it's not generating enough income. That means that this isn't something that's sustainable, which means that I'm not going to be able to continue to do it for long, right? So because of that, generating income is a really important part of, long-term success on YouTube, because without it, then you're either funding your YouTube stuff with, your job money or your business money, or you're generating it through, through what it is that you're offering via YouTube. So because of that, profit is definitely the thing. When it comes to long-term success, pacing yourself and constantly trying to, improve what it is that you're doing is also another big part of it. Because, as man, because you've been on the platform for a while now, like this stuff is, it's changing. Like a lot of it stays the same, but in terms of how things work sometimes, like it does kind of morph a little bit and more competition comes in and creators get better and better and, all that stuff. So because of that, you also have to be in a state of being able to, adjust a strategy if need be, being able to continually make good content that people respond to, like all of those things in order to be able to, sustain it. So those are the things that are the most important. When it comes to like subscribers, of course you need views for all those things to happen. But when it comes to subscribers, that's not as important. But, it matters, right? Because the amount of subscribers you have paints a picture of, what people might expect from your YouTube channel and how some people look at your YouTube channel and stuff like that. So those types of things matter. But the thing that matters the most would be profit. And then from there, it would be continuing to, work on your skill sets. And as part of your skill sets, getting brand deals and, working on, figuring out how to get views and serve your audience and all that stuff. That's all, things that, that will make it all sustainable in the first place, right? So leaning into the income side. And you say your goal is 20K per month. I'm about 40% towards my goal. Nice, heading in the right direction. Yeah, like in your case specifically, man, like I don't know the different ways that you're monetizing and everything right now. I know that you do like YouTube shopping program, and I know that you do some affiliate stuff. But in your case, yeah, I would definitely be trying to get, brand deals and that type of stuff as well, just because of where you're at with the channel. You might already be doing some of that, but I would be putting a lot of emphasis on that and making content that's primed for brand deals and, making some content that is, mentions brands so that you have something to share with those brands so that you can use that as like a foot in the door to start conversations and, those types of things. That's the type of thing that I would be like really working on right now on your channel. So next up on the list, we've got Mazzy Artistry. Mazzy Artistry uploads when they have time. They do storytelling with art about their original characters and worlds. Goal of the channel is connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, I've recently uploaded 3 videos for my comeback. One about my original superhero. One is a trailer for the next video about the villains, and then one about the villains itself. And a short for that too. I'm finally scripting my videos at last, past the 150s in my sub count. Nice work. I'm now in the 160s. I have an archive playlist too for some of my unscripted videos, and I'll try to upload more. So I have two fast questions. One, am I doing good with what I'm doing? And the other question is, I'll make an anniversary video of my instruction video to upload on June 16th. Can I put you guys in it? I'm including those who have been involved in my YouTube journey. Yeah, feel free if you want to mention us. That's fine. If you want to do a screenshot or just like a short screen grab from the stream or something, that's totally fine. Totally fine with me. Let's see here. Yeah, so in terms of, where you're at right now and, how everything's going, like, you're increasing things, which means that, you're heading in the right direction. One thing that I would definitely consider in your case specifically, because you are making unique characters, is when you make long form content, you can have people come into that long form content just because they see the thumbnail and they think it's interesting. But the downside is like on this video here, you have, and I'm not showing it, I'm just mentioning this, but you mentioned that, I explained each of my original villains, right? So that's cool. But the problem is for this, somebody has to, has to care about that to click on it, which is fine. So I would keep doing those, but I would use shorts a lot in your scenario. And the reason that I would use shorts a lot in addition to the long form is because that gives you the opportunity to introduce your characters to people and introduce what it is that you're doing to people without them having to click on it. And then if you can do that enough, and if the stories and everything that you're putting together in shorts, if they hold people enough, then in that case, some people that are really into those characters and the stories that you're telling, some of those people will flow over into your YouTube channel, watch some of the long form content as well. So because of that, I would definitely, consider ramping up what it is that you're doing on shorts as well. But it's cool, even with the original stuff, like here on your video where you explained, each of your original villains, even with that video, you got like 266 views on it, which is cool for what it is. So, because of that, you're still able to capture, attention, which is good. Okay, let's see here. It's like a bat signal. Quick follow-up question from what I posted in the forum too is I'll take any advice you have about continuing to grow my channel. Thanks, you guys are awesome. Appreciate that. Way to go. Keep at it. Hello, content creators. How is everyone? Charlie Morris, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Welcome to the stream. Tango in the kitchen. What's going on? Says 5 months until Vid Summit. Where's this year going? Yeah, it comes quick, doesn't it? Okay, so next channel that we have here on the list, and by the way, if you are just joining us, we are answering YouTube questions. So if you have a question about anything you're doing, you can hit the link that is in the bottom of the chat box right now if you're on YouTube, or top. It'll be one of those places. And you click that and it'll take you to the place where you can just fill out some information about your channel, and then we will get your question answered here on the stream. In addition to that, if you're watching this from anywhere that is not YouTube, then you can go to nickniman.com/ask and it will redirect you to the form that we are taking the questions from. So, okay, we did Mazzy Artistry. Oh, I need to get this thing going too. Let me hit this. That should be fixed now. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Stitch is gonna stitch. Yeah. That's like a must do thing for me. So next up, we have Film School Dad is the next channel here. Film School Dad does bi-weekly content. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do film theories and commentary content. Goal of the channel is connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, what is your opinion on A/B thumbnail testing in 2026? I worry if I don't commit to a single thumbnail that I might miss out on viewers who don't like the choice YouTube gives them over the other. Also, what do you think about doing A/B testing on day one after compared to 1 week? So I think both strategies are good in terms of testing. It just depends on what you're trying to figure out. So if you're testing against your immediate audience in terms of the people that are the most likely to enjoy it when YouTube shows it to them, like these people are going to get recommended these videos, or this video, regardless. Like for those people trying to understand what they respond to best, it's good to test, out of the gate. However, if you are just going for general performance, overall, then in that case, you can absolutely test, right when you publish the video, or you can say, okay, based on, everything with YouTube, let me go ahead and commit to a package, thumbnail and title, And then with that, let me ride it out for a few days, see how people respond to it. And then from there, I'll do an A/B test. A lot of people will take that approach as well. So with that, it really comes down to what it is that you're trying to figure out when it comes to your thumbnails. And in addition to that, in addition to the, 1 week, you can also, once the video settles in, right? So you go through, all of YouTube recommending it to like the core people. And then after the core people, it widens up a little bit. Then maybe the video starts doing well. And then it goes out to casual viewers, things like that. Then in that case, after the video settles in, so to speak, after let's say 28 days or, maybe even longer, then in that case, doing another test to see which thumbnail or which package does the best for for more general people versus that initial the people that see it in the initial push. Yeah, and really quick, Home Wrapper Repair says, hot take, your topic positioning is more important than your thumbnail. Yeah, but I mean, both are important. But yeah, topic is absolutely the most important thing. Because if your topic is bad, and this is from Home Wrapper Repair, he mentioned that, your topic positioning is more important than your thumbnail. So when it comes to that, like topic is absolutely king. You can have an awesome thumbnail, but if the topic itself isn't good, then in that case, then, it doesn't matter what the thumbnail is because people aren't going to click on it. Same thing goes of where you can have a topic, but an okay thumbnail to where it at least helps people identify it's about the thing, but maybe it doesn't look as good as you might think it should. Then in that case, it can do the work for you. If you combine those and you have like a really good thumbnail that captures people's attention that you're trying to, reach, and it helps them identify the content about something that they care about, the title's good and the topic is good. Yeah, that's the power play right there. And if you are new here, just want to welcome you to the stream. So what we're doing here is we're talking about all things related to YouTube. So if you are new here, welcome. I'm Nick. My brother D, he is normally over there, but he stepped away for a moment. So he'll be back here in just a moment. And if you have a question you want answered, there's a form in the chat right now. You can see it pinned. Just click into the link there. It's going to take you to a form where you can fill out the information. Let's see here. So next up on our list. Next up. So next up, we have ARC Collectibles. The upload schedule is when they have time. They've been on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do TCG. It's a TCG collectible channel. Goal of the channel is connect with others who like what they like. And the question is how to get more engagement. Great question. So, hey, Shane Groves, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Sean Groves, sorry about that. Welcome to the stream. So when it comes to getting more engagement on your YouTube videos, the very first thing, and this is going to sound the most obvious, but it's just how it is to ask for engagement. So what I mean by that is if you want more people to subscribe to your YouTube channel, invite them to subscribe. Make it quick, make it, just make it snappy. Don't interrupt their viewing experience, but just, mention it or put a graphic on the screen or something like that. Just mention it. So that's what, like, if you're new to all this stuff, that's what's called a call to action. So a call to action is, if you're familiar with sales, that's like a close, right? So the whole idea is when you are inviting people to subscribe or asking people to leave a comment, those types of things, which we're going to talk about comments here in a second. But if you're doing those types of things, then all you're doing is you are taking somebody from being a passive viewer to an active viewer where they're actually taking some type of action. And with that action could be clicking a button, a subscribe button, like button, it could be going down and leaving a comment, anything like that. So as a content creator, if you want more engagement, asking for it is the first way to get more engagement. But again, you want to make it quick and non-interruptive. So for example, if you're making videos, like let's say you're doing, what type of content did you make? Let's see here. Okay, so you're doing collectibles. So if you're taking something out of a box, right, and that's what it is that you're doing. So let's say you get your collectible, you're taking it out of the box. Then in that case, while you're taking it out, if you have like a period of time where you're not saying anything and you're taking it out of the box, then just for that 2 seconds, you can say, oh, by the way, if you're new here, I publish these videos. I publish videos like this every week, so remember to subscribe, and that's it. And then you keep on trucking, right? And then you do it in a way to where it doesn't interrupt the entire video. And another thing that you can do also, if you want more comments, is you can ask a question that people can simply answer in the comment section. So a lot of content creators, they will say things like, hey, leave a comment. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment, things like that. But the problem with that is when you just ask people to leave a comment by itself, then it puts them in a position of like, okay, well, I need to leave a comment. So if I'm going to leave a comment, do I leave a comment about my dog, what I had for lunch, something about this video maybe? But if I don't know, what to leave it about in this video, then in that case, I'm like, I don't know, like what type of comment should I leave? What should it be about? This is a 10-minute video. I don't know what to talk about. But if you ask a simple question, something, like, let's say in your case, because you're doing your collectibles, let's say you pull out something with like wheels on it. I don't know. But you pull out something with wheels on it and you're like, oh, this is interesting. It's kind of a unique wheel. I've never seen, this on, any of my other collectibles before. Let me know in the comments if you've ever seen something like this. And then you just keep on going.
This reminds me of is Hot Wheels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They were great. Yeah.
Hot Wheels as a kid.
Right here.
Sign off in the comments
Yep.
and let me know what your favorite Hot Wheel was.
But the idea is to just put it in there in a subtle way. And you're just making it, you're
light
just
was off.
nice. You're just making it to where you're making it easy for them to engage, because then instead of having to come up with something on their own, then people can just go down and answer the question that you have. So it removes that friction from people. So that's a way to get more comments. And if you want to get more likes, just like to subscribe, just ask people. You can build things around the like button. So for example, hey, if you agree with that, hit the like button. If you've reached this level before, hit the like button. If you have trouble beating this, character, this game boss, whatever, hit the like button. If you
ever live streamed and forgot to turn your mic on after you stepped away and came back in,
then hit the like button.
hit that like button.
Right. And you can do fun stuff like this.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
So the whole thing, and that's why we have those types of sound effects and things like that here in the stream too, is because those little types of things just remind people, right? Because if you're enjoying the stream, you're hanging out, all that stuff, just like if somebody's watching a video and they're just enjoying the content, then they're not thinking about like, oh, I got to engage, I got to, subscribe to this person's channel, I got to make sure to hit the like button, I got to do all these things. Nobody's thinking about that. They're thinking like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. Right? Or, hey, I'm enjoying this, or that was funny, or that was interesting, or, oh, wow, I didn't know that, whatever the thing is. And that's what they're thinking about. So when you remind people to take action, people take action. Great question. Thank you for asking that. Okay. So
What's your
next
favorite
up.
prison shank?
So my favorite prison shank would be a plastic cafeteria fork.
Ooh, those are solid too.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really solid.
Yeah, plastic cafeteria fork would be
Are
mine.
they filing off the back side of it to get the rigidness of the fork?
Yeah, sure.
Or are they actually using the fork?
Yeah, I think filing it off. Yeah, so it's like a
Filing it
solid
down.
thing. Yeah, because those things might break. Like the fork part might actually break.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't really win with that one because if they
Derailed.
make sporks, they can still file it down. If
Mm-hmm.
they make it a spoon, you can still file it down. If they make it out of plastic, you're definitely filing it down.
Yes.
If they make it out of metal, you can definitely file it down.
What
This is
else?
a losing
What else?
situation.
What about carbon fiber?
File it down.
Okay.
They can't even
All
give
right.
them chopsticks. Then you have two.
That's like a whole other problem. Yeah, it's like shank nunchucks at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah. I mean, what you could do is you could juice it and just make them drink it through a plastic straw.
The shank?
No, just their meal.
What am I missing here? Oh, yeah,
No.
you're talking about how to keep people from getting shanks.
Right.
Now.
Just
okay,
like-
we
sorry, it's-
switched the conversation.
It's a liquid food. Therefore, you have a straw.
Okay.
It's gonna,
Got it.
It's going to lower the chances of turning a plastic straw.
We've been derailed, now we've been derailed.
I know you can hear the sound of playing right now. So next channel that we have here is from Stitch and Yarn Circle. Stitch and Yarn Circle. They have been making videos for a year or more.
Velociraptors.
They do educational content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, I had one channel with two very different audiences. Thanks to Nick's advice to set up a new channel. I had all the videos on an established channel. The 5 videos had views. I deleted them and moved them. I made 5 knitting videos, all public at the same time. Not used the new channel to search any other videos. At this point, there are views on any of the videos. There aren't views or are views on any of the videos. Is there something else I need to do? Jumpstart the views to get started? Should I expect these videos to get views? Should I go back and make 4 of them unlisted and roll them out individually over time? Plan on making a new video and add it to the videos of the new channel. Any suggestions on how to get the views is appreciated. So start publishing content on that new channel, just like you're publishing content on the other channel in terms of, just put it in rotation to where you're like publishing content regularly. because now you have other content there that people can watch. So even though they didn't do that great when you just, put them up there right now, as you start publishing videos to the YouTube channel with any of your new content, if somebody comes in and they enjoy that, then in that case, YouTube has some content to recommend them now from that same channel. So because of that, you've done the right thing. But now you want to just get in motion of, okay, we're publishing this content to this channel on a regular basis and this content on a channel, on this channel on a regular basis. And then just stay in motion with that.
That's the third knitter in our stream.
Is it? No, looks like they're surrounding. Yep, like velociraptors.
Just like velociraptors.
Yep, they are. They're coming in.
Yep. I told you. I warned you.
Man, I love these reminders for like hydrating and yeah, this is great. All right. So next up, we've got When Stones Chronicles. D, what do you think this is about?
When Stones Chronicles?
Yep.
Wins, like I won something, or wins as in like wind blowing? Because it's going to change my result.
WIN. WIN Stones Chronicles.
When Stones Chronicles. Okay, it is either going to be a channel where they polish rocks, or it's going to be a comic fandom channel where they document the lore of the Infinity Stones from the Marvel Comics.
Interesting. Yeah, without looking, let us know what you think this channel is about. Just out of curiosity. Let's do like a crowd thing on this one.
Windstone Rocks.
Yeah, Windstone's Chronicles, not Windstone's Rocks. Yeah. Yeah, so let us know. Let us know what you think is there. Yeah, and Stitch is going to stitch this. Why are there no velociraptors in the emojis? Right? Come on, YouTube. I guess we could add some custom ones in there.
We need a custom velociraptor.
A custom velociraptor.
We do. Just a head.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have something with dice is the question here for win. Oh, like winning Chronicles. Okay.
But winning stones, it's the stones.
Something about the Rolling Stones, a hiking channel.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, we got some good ones coming in. Stones from Fifth Element. What a great movie that was. That was great. Collecting rocks. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna keep scrolling down, see what we got here.
Multipass.
So the type of channel is a lifestyle channel. The goal of the channel is to have fun. And the question is, how can I make my channel better? Okay, so let's go take a look at the channel. We're gonna see what your channel is about.
Pull it up. I'm on pins and needles over here.
Let me share the screen here real quick, just so everybody can see what is going on. Let me stop this video from playing. Make sure everything's muted.
Fifth Element nerds represent.
Yep.
That's right.
Okay.
What a great movie that was.
What, Fifth Element?
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Okay, and here it is. Boom. So everybody was wrong, I think. Okay, so let's see what it is.
I was pretty close. I think I was the closest out of anyone in here.
I don't know, man. So here's what we got. We've got
I nailed that.
Paella Gone Wild from Range to Grill. So yeah, it's a cooking channel. It looks like maybe a barbecue channel if we're being specific.
Hold on.
Okay.
ChatGPT thumbnail alert.
Yep. Total ChatGPT thumbnail alert.
Yep.
Pretty confident it's ChatGPT.
Oh, I'm 1,000% sure it's ChatGPT.
1,000%.
I mean, I'm as sure as I was what this channel's about.
Okay.
And I pretty much nailed it.
Oh, love it. Okay, so in terms of the question, let me take this down for 1 second here. So the question was about how you can make your channel better. Okay, so let's take a look at what it is you're doing. So the very first thing is normally, actually, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do it. So on your new thumbnails, like this one's okay. This one here with the range and grill, right? Like nothing's getting cut off here. But if you come down here, this one's getting cut off at the top in terms of the text and down here on the bottom, right? That epic fish fry here. And then if we zoom in, we'll take the whole thing. Yeah. So you can see down here, you're getting cut off there. You're getting cut off up here. So I would be really careful about that sort of thing. If you are wanting to make good thumbnails without having the aspect ratio problem, use 1 of 10. I have a link to that in my video description. It is the best AI thumbnail generator available right now. So if you're making AI thumbnails, use that. But when it comes to what you can do to make your channel better, let's look and see what you got going on. Okay, so spring cleaning going wrong and you won't believe what happened. Okay, and then here from range to grill all day shooting. So it looks like you're out on a shooting range here. And then here it looks like you are making something. So this is like a recipe video as well as this one. And then here, a rebuild massive catch, fresh and fry. Okay. So a couple things. The very first is that right here, you are reaching people that are, you know, going to possibly click on this for the spring cleaning part, right? Which is, you know, probably not the right audience. This one here, you have from range to grill, right? So solid video, but in terms of, you know, the audience match, doesn't look like it's going to be the best fit. This one, you did awesome on 282,000 views. Nice work on this one. Here you got 52,000 views as well. And this is another one, right? Just where you can see some of your graphics are getting cut off of here. I would definitely, you know, do some A/B testing on that and just kind of swap those out if you can. But one thing is that I think with what it is that you're offering, that you are mixing things up a bit. And I would, from an audience perspective, and I would get that tightened up a little bit and make sure that from the outside, everything it is that you're publishing, I mean, for the most part it is. So some of these might be just an experiment, which is okay, you know, based on where you're at. But I would definitely just make sure that what you are offering is consistent. Like even with this one, right? DIY water heater replacement, complete 2025 tutorial, right? And you can see here, this is a fantastic example. So you can see here, 363,000 views, 34,000 views, 105, right? So this is just way off in terms of your audience. So you're on the right path. You're obviously doing well, you know, with the videos that you're publishing.
The ones that are hitting are just...
Yeah, the ones that hit
yeah.
big, which is great.
Yeah.
But the thing that I would definitely work on right now is fine-tuning what it is that you're offering on the channel. So what I mean by that is I would get clear. Like, okay, if we're offering food, and actually we're just going to see right here. I'm a jack of all trades, mastering a few, passionate about sharing all my adventures with you. If you love cooking delicious dishes, exploring stunning destinations, and tackling DIY projects, you're in the right place. Yeah, so for this, I would fine-tune this down to something specific. So I would lose, I mean, of course, this is your preference, but based on the videos that have performed well, I would lose things like exploring stunning destinations, right?
Yep.
Unless you prioritize food as the thing in the destination, right? Because like right here, like if you look at this video here, that did very well, it looks like it's all just clearly focused on food, right? So because of that, when you start mixing in things like, okay, this one's like
really well too. Look at that.
This one's like spring cleaning going wild, going wrong. Just from the outside, this paints a different picture. Like seriously, because you published this 4 days ago, I would go in and I would update this to make this more about the food than it is about the spring cleaning gone wrong, right? And the whole reason for that is because, you know, you want these people, because you're getting in front of a lot of people. Like a problem that new YouTubers have is when they make decisions like this, you know, their view might go from 1,000 views down to, you know, like a couple hundred views or something like that. But in your case, and they're dealing with like, you know, 1,000 people at a time, maybe 2,000 people at a time, maybe a couple hundred people at a time. So if they bring in the wrong audience, it's not, you know, as big of a deal, and it can be easily corrected. In your case, because, you know, people are clearly into the food here, because of that, I would give them food, right? And I would make it clear from the outside of everything it is that you're doing that food is involved in everything. And I would make that the focus, because right here, right, if we look at this snake one, like here, the focus here is like more on the snake and the person running and the snake in the shed than it is on, you know, what it is that you cooked. So because your audience is into food, then in that case, the food should be front and center on this. And like the snake and all that stuff, like this doesn't even matter for your audience. Right. The thing that matters is what it is that you're holding right here in your hand. And because you get a lot of views on your videos, they know who you are. So because of that, you and this food should be the primary focus of this thumbnail. Right? Other things is that when you do something and it works, repeat it. So for example, I love how vibrant like your thumbnails are with all the red and orange kind of tones that you have going on.
Super vibrant.
They stand out. So when you have something like this and it pops in the way that it did in some of the other ones that you have, try to repeat it. So and make themes. So for example, here you have piano gone wild. You know, make something else and then do gone wild, right? And then have that thing gone wild, and see if your viewers are gonna, you know, respond to that theme.
I want to
so,
add, can I want to add something to this for you. So for the ones that are, I mean, that's clearly a breakout. You do well, but you have, you know, 282,000 views.
Yeah.
282,000 views in 12 days. versus some of the others, which they're also doing well. Also pay attention to how the video starts.
Yep.
So, you're looking at titling, you're looking at the thumbnails, and you're also looking, what did you do at the beginning of the video? If somebody hovers over the beginning of that video, what do the first few frames do? I would try to replicate that for successful videos as well. And then what did you do for the, for the next 30 seconds in that video? Look for those patterns in all of the successful videos.
Yeah, same thing here, right? Like if we look at this, like I cook 6 meats at once on my Gravity Grill, Ultimate Barbecue, right? I put Jamaican jerk on brisket gyro, and it changed everything. Here, Pale going wrong. So these types of things, like when you notice, like, okay, when I do these, they pop in comparison to everything else. Try to create additional content around these things that people enjoyed.
Yeah.
So, you put Jamaican jerk on a brisket gyro. What else can you put Jamaican jerk on?
Yeah.
Right. To where it'll improve it in some way, and try to make those those types of themes.
And you could also do some wild stuff. Jamaican jerk on stuff where it doesn't actually match, like stuff that somebody would never even think about putting together.
Yeah.
You could put it together because then you've created this curiosity element here.
Yep.
Yeah, that I would test that as well.
Yeah, another thing that I want you to look at too is like if we look at the outlier here.
I want to know if that snake got that white woman
right back here in the background.
I want to know if she got away or not.
So another thing too is, and another thing with this thumbnail is you can see how it's like getting cut off up there at the top too. But when it comes to this, I also want you to just look at the outlier video that you have here that did well, and just how vibrant and like in your face it is, and how obvious it is for food compared to this one, right? So just comparing your own thumbnails against each other. Normally we do this, comparing them against other channels and things like that, but you have some clear breakouts in your channel. So like if you compare the difference, like if this shows up on a homepage compared to this one, this is at least going to stand out and grab people's attention so that they'll read the title and hopefully come in. So this is the type of thing that I would keep trying to do. So here, instead of having just a little bit of fire in the background and focusing on the person running and the snake, redo this entire thumbnail, focus it on the food, focus it on her, and then put some of this like fire imagery or, whatever would be relevant to this. But I would definitely follow this color theme that you're using, because
it's working.
A lot of these videos where you're doing that seem to do better. I'm sure there's going to be some that aren't, but a lot of these where you're doing that type of thing, they seem to do better. So because of that, I would definitely lean into that. But here's another one to where like it's jacked in terms of like the positioning of the words and stuff like that. However, it's clearly focused on the food and people still responded to it, right? For this one right here. So yeah, focus on the food. Every single time, focus on the food. And if you're the star of the show, or if she's the star of the show, or if you're both the stars of the show, then in that case, I would lean on, both of you guys for the imagery, because out of the views that you've had, like you've got a lot of people that, that know who you are now. So either focus on the food by itself, or make sure that you're in there with the food and test both of those combinations. Oh, he does have a European Jamaican jerk there. Okay, so here's another thing too, is when you are following themes like that, from a structural standpoint, like do the same things that worked, right? So, yeah, whichever one that Jamaican jerk one was, I'm trying to find it here real quick. But same thing, right? Like follow the pattern. So it's like, okay, we titled our structure this way, or we structured our titles in this way. And, the thumbnail was like this. Try to repeat those types of things. That's how you build themes around what it is that you're going. But yeah.
You're using ChatGPT to make your thumbnails. Yeah. So one thing you can do is take the thumbnails that did well. You can upload that first to ChatGPT and say, use this as a reference to change the food out or change the text out. Like, don't change
Nano Banana too, if you've already got
your
the
Nano
thumbnail.
Banana.
Yeah.
Right. You can use the first successful image as a reference.
Yep.
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yep. Yeah, and one thing, if you want to talk for a second, D, one thing I just want to check really quick.
Yeah, and under normal circumstances, I might tell people to be careful with ChatGPT when it's making thumbnails, because of the way, and you've probably seen this because you're uploading your thumbnails, and in some of them it's cutting your text off in certain areas. But in your case, it's working. Mm-hmm. Even though it's cutting the text off, the imagery that it's producing of the food, it's working.
Okay, so we need to bring some additional things to your attention. I hope you're still in here.
Yeah. They're still in there.
Okay, so another thing, make sure in your videos, because like once we get to the end of this video, like no end screens are popping up here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So so with the videos that you have coming in, like you can instantly start getting more views on your videos if you start linking to other videos at the end of your videos. So make sure that you're doing that with every single one of your videos inside of your Creator Studio when you're uploading your videos.
I wonder if you're doing this on a phone.
Even still.
Can you chime in? Can you let me know if you're doing this on a computer or if you're doing this on a phone?
Yeah, so the whole idea here is that as people are coming to the end of this video, and especially with it being a short video as well, which means that a lot of people are getting to the end of this video, make sure that you recommend additional content. So right now, I would go in there and I would put a link to like a playlist of all of your, like if you have a bunch of Gone Wild videos, I would put those in there. Or if you have other things that would be a good fit for the paella, I'm not sure how you say that. But if you have other, things that would complement this in some way, whatever, I would put a link to that here at the end. Just pick a video or a playlist would be even better. And the whole idea is as you're coming to the very end of your video, you want to make sure that you are recommending people to go watch the other videos in that playlist, right? The whole play there is getting them into those videos because one, they're completing your videos, so they're already engaged in what it is that you're doing. But when you can get people watching multiple videos on your channel, that's really good signals to YouTube. And based on what's currently happening on your channel, if you can make that happen, and a lot of the videos that you already have published, then you'll be able to start increasing your views just by adding that by itself. In addition to that, make sure that you're doing the same exact thing here in your comments as well. So basically for the people that come down into the comment section, well, I'm surprised you've got 48 comments on the video with 282,000 views on it. That's wild.
Are you buying views by chance?
So one thing that you also want to make sure that you're doing is for the people that do come down here, also make sure that you do type out, the same exact thing that you would do here at the end of this video. We're like, hey, if you enjoyed this, here, check out some more of our, fill in the blank recipes here. And then you want to link them to the playlist as well. And then by doing those two things, what you're doing is you're making it to where as somebody comes into your YouTube channel, right, as they come into one of your videos, then what happens is, let me take this down. Then what happens is, excuse me. What happens is YouTube, as people come into your video, they interact with your video, they're enjoying your content. At the end of your video, you make it easy for them to find additional content without them having to go click on your channel page to find more. If they're going down into your comment section, same exact thing to where as they're, going down to leave a comment or they're just scrolling around the page, looking around, being nosy, whatever the thing is, then as they are scrolling down the page, then in that case, that also gives you the opportunity. They said no, so I don't think they're doing it on their phone. But that gives you the opportunity there also to make another entry point into additional content of yours, right? So the whole play there is what you're doing is you are setting up the opportunity for people to more easily watch content because right now you're relying on YouTube's sidebar to show them additional content. But if you look at what happens here, right? If we get to the end of this video and let's just see, I'm going to hit play. Actually, let me pull you back up on the screen. See what happens when we end this. Okay, so when I ended that, it showed me
to somebody else's video.
Yeah. So we want to hit play again. So we'll do this. So right here, see this? It's trying to send me to like this TV screensaver. So what should be happening here is instead of that is if you would have, recommended another video here, then your viewers will be able to click on that video and go watch that, right? So right now you're 100% dependent on this. Instead of being dependent on that, make that flow for people, right? So make sure that you add a video here or a playlist to the end of your videos here. Make sure that you're doing it in the comment section as well. And you mentioned that you need to add more engaging questions in your comment section. So don't do that. Instead of the engaging questions in your comment section, make sure that you're adding a pinned
show them what that looks like on your channel or
somebody
else's channel.
Yeah, make sure that you're adding a pinned comment here. All you have to do is type the comment out, and then over here on your side, when you click on this 3-dot menu, you can hit an option to pin. And then what that's going to do is it's going to pin your comment to the top of your comment section here. And then as people are going down there, then it's another avenue to get into your videos. And even though you're probably getting a lot of TV view, I don't know, because it's short, maybe not. But I would also make sure that you have playlists linked to different recipes, things like that you are that you're putting together. Make sure that you also link to some playlists in your video description as well, because that's another place where people can more easily find your content.
Yeah, you're leaving a lot of views on the table.
Yeah,
by missing out.
Yeah, like yeah. You need to be inside of Tuber School, right? Is what you need to do. Yeah, you need to be inside of Tuber School. But with this, I would also update this. This isn't a big deal. You're already doing great. Your videos are doing well. You got subscribers. But another thing that I would also do is I would update this because as you can see, this whole thing looks like it was put together on a mobile phone because you're not seeing the spots on the outside.
Yeah, they said they're using their phone.
Oh, they are.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this case, another thing that you want to make sure that you're thinking about is, TV viewers, desktop viewers, all of that, what it is that they see. Based on the views that you're getting, people are going to look at your channel like it's a professional high-end channel. And because of that, I would definitely get some of this up to speed and feature instead of like somebody's in trouble. Let people know like this is what we do, right? Delicious food recipes from whatever. Right, whatever the thing is, but just make that clear, right up here. Yeah,
you can go somewhere like Canva.com and create a free account and type in the search bar YouTube channel art and find all kinds of channel art in there that you can upload your own. You can remove their images and upload your own images to upload images of you, or just put food pictures up there and change the text and then upload it so it's going to fit correctly.
Yep. Yeah, another thing, and this goes back on the audience thing that I was talking about before when we were talking about, having different, different offerings for the viewers. Here you're doing something similar to where here you're like, your live streams are about from surviving to thriving. When did you level up in life?
Oh, get rid of
this. Is not what you should be doing for your audience on this channel.
Yep, get rid of those.
Instead, make your conversations here about, about the stuff that people care about on your channel, which is, the food and all that stuff that you're doing. And then by doing that, then it makes your live streams relevant to that audience that you're trying to reach as well. So I would work on all those things. There's like a bunch of stuff you got to work on, but I would definitely work on those things like immediately.
What I would do if you were to come to me and said, how can I completely optimize my channel? The first thing I would say is get rid of everything that doesn't involve food. If it's not about food for this channel, get rid of it. That includes live streams and everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't go through and start like deleting stuff necessarily, but in terms of like future decisions of like, okay,
food,
what are we doing? People are responding to food, so give them food.
Yeah,
that's what they want from you, right?
Moving forward, food.
So one of the things to think about is when it comes to YouTube, right? What you're doing is your channel. If you think about it like a TV channel, right? Then what you're doing is you're creating a channel to where people can depend on a certain type of content from that channel. So when you start mixing things up and you have, okay, over here we've got, this food content that people are loving, and then over here you're doing live streams about something that's completely unrelated to the people that are, driving the YouTube channel, then in that case what you start creating is this situation where, you're polluting your channel with stuff that the high performing content isn't supporting. And eventually that can end up, working against you. So because of that, I would definitely focus in and tons of potential here with this. So I would definitely focus in on who it is that you're trying to do.
I like to think, because yours is so specific and it is based on food, just think of it as turning your channel into a destination for your particular type of food. And think of it in terms of binge. If people are going to come there and binge watch your videos, right? Think about it if you're watching a Netflix series. Give me a series.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. The best series ever.
Yeah.
Right? Breaking Bad. By the way, if you disagree, tell me what's better in the chat. But let's say you're watching Breaking Bad and you're watching the series. And let's say you are 6 episodes in, and then episode 7 isn't Breaking Bad. It's a video about public speaking, how to get over your fears of public speaking, but it's still labeled Breaking Bad. You would say, whoa, I'm here for Breaking Bad. I'm not here for advice.
Yeah, you're like 3 episodes or like 3 seasons in.
Right.
Yeah.
You start, yeah.
You're like, oh, hey, here's a Harry Potter episode.
Here's a Harry Potter episode. Right. So that's what you need to think about, right? So somebody comes to your channel, and ideally they're just going to watch one video and then watch another video, and then they're training YouTube to keep showing them your content. The more videos of yours they watch, the more YouTube is going to keep feeding them your videos every time you upload. Yep. So it makes sense to make the type of videos that are working, because YouTube's going to keep giving them those videos over and over and over. As soon as you start making those disconnects, it starts fragmenting your audience. Mm-hmm. And nobody has listed a single show in here yet that says, or that is better than Breaking Bad. And if they do, Doug, you can kick them out of the kick them out of the show.
Hey, so just a quick reminder too, if you have an iPhone and you don't have the New Creator app yet, make sure that you do check that out at newcreator.app. It's an app that we made for YouTubers, so make sure that you do check that out when you get the chance. You'll love it. Okay, so next up.
Wow, they've never seen Breaking Bad.
Oh, wow, nice.
Wow. You're in for a treat when you do.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Anybody else here who hasn't seen Breaking Bad? If you have seen Breaking Bad, say me. If you have not, then say no. Yeah, I'm just curious to see. I mean, I would expect everybody to have seen that, but maybe not. You know how it is with bubbles, right? Like maybe not.
Breaking Bad, in my opinion, is a masterpiece when it comes to cinematography. It's not beautiful. It's not Dune or something like that, but it's just there's
there's a lot of no's in here.
What?
Yeah, a lot of people haven't seen Breaking Bad. Hey, look. Yeah, if you get a chance, it's really, I mean, maybe, if you're not into that type of like show, then, no big deal, but it is really, really good.
What?
It can take it can take a little bit to like get going, but man, once it gets going.
It's a slow burn.
Yeah, if you watch it at night, like your whole sleep, it might even get disrupted. Like, because you'll be like, okay, let me just watch one more, right? Like, it's great.
We have a lot of no's, and one person says I wasn't a fan of Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Hey, Windstone Chronicles are our pleasure. Really quick, Windstone Chronicles, I just want to let you know that based on what it looks like from the outside anyway, it looks like you have a ton of potential. It looks like people are responding to what it is that you're doing. So because of that, I would definitely dial things in and take it, seriously if you're not, because you definitely have you have potential here because people are responding to you. So, you've cracked the thing that's the hardest to do on YouTube. So because of that, I would lean into that and make sure that you are taking it seriously and you are trying to, serve the viewers in the best way possible. Because I think that you really do have a really strong opportunity here. I mean, you've already got 300,000 subscribers on your channel. But in terms of, just long-term opportunity here, I really think you have a lot of potential.
Yeah. I'm amazed. Yeah. Watch Breaking Bad just to see how they film parts of it, because they get so creative with how they film, the angles that they use and how they tell the story, which some of us, you can't really apply to some of the content that we make, but it's just interesting to watch.
Yeah.
The first time I watched Breaking Bad, I was, amazed by the story. The second time I was watching the technical aspect of it. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah,
Vince Gilligan. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, Geology Dude says unplugged from TV and Netflix. Yeah, smart. I'm in the process right now of disconnecting a little bit from my phone. So yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's good.
He's all in on Disney though.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So next question that we have here. By the way, if you are just joining us, what we are doing is we are talking about all types of things related to YouTube. So we're giving feedback on channels, we're answering questions, all that stuff. So if you have a question or you want feedback or something, there's a form that is pinned, a link that's pinned to the top or bottom of the chat. You can click on that and it'll take you to the forum where we are pulling these questions from. Just pull out some information from your channel. It's all free. If you are watching this from somewhere that is not YouTube, you can go to nickniman.com/ask and it will send you to that same form. Tango in the kitchen, thanks for the super chat. Says Star Wars month is coming. It is.
It is. We were talking about they have a new movie coming out. Yep. It's the Mandalorian movie.
Yes.
Which is a play off of their series. I'm not really excited about it, which is surprising. I'm gonna cosplay. I'll be dressed as a Mandalorian at opening night, but not too excited about the movie. Trailer does not impress me, but we'll see. We shall see.
So the next question that we have is from More Fit Than Fat is the name of the channel. They upload one time per week or more, but on YouTube for less than 1 month. The type of channel is medical, education, and fitness content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, I watch YouTube as Skepa 105, which I pay premium. Is it better for my channel to watch as the channel I post on instead? You can do either or. Like your personal viewing habits don't have an impact on your channel performance on YouTube. So because of that, you don't have to, you don't have to worry about that really. So if you have premium on the one account and that's where you prefer to watch, then that's perfectly okay.
So Skepa says, what if Mandalorian turned meth dealer? Like in Breaking Bad. That would be a funny thing for AI to do, right? Redo Breaking Bad scenes with Mandalorians.
It would.
Yeah, huge. Somebody get on it.
Yep. By the way, if you are new here, just want to let you know that we are answering YouTube questions. We're talking about all types of things related to YouTube. So if you're a YouTuber, you are in the right spot. So really quick, thank you for the super chat here, Uncle Leron. I hope I'm saying that right.
Uncle
In terms of
Elon,
passing,
Uncle Elon Radio.
in terms of passing the YouTube partner application, that's something that you're just going to have to go through. I mean, right now, well, you've got the subscriber count. I'm not sure if you have the view count or not yet, or the watch time. You might, because I see you have like a 24/7 stream running. It looks like, or at least that you're live now with like multiple streams. So if you have the watch time, yeah, I'm not sure with what it is that you're doing. Like, I don't know if this is all AI, because like your thumbnails and everything, like all this looks like it might be AI.
Can you show me? I can't.
So, so because of that, you know, like they are being, you know, pretty specific now on, you know, those types of things. But
Is it a music channel?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, so it's possible. Like, you know, you've already got the subscriber requirement. So if you have the, you know, watch time requirement, then in that case, you know, try it and see. They might let you in. But I would, you know, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, Jerry, what's up, man? Hope you're doing great. Welcome to the stream.
Next.
Okay, we did more fit than fat already. So next up, we have NKE Chaiki. I hope I'm saying that right. They upload 1 time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And they say, I'm at 710, still no views on my long videos. What should I do? Let's see here. I just want to know how to be clear on a part that works, even though I do like sitting down than tutorial, but I was told tutorial should be my priority. So let's see what it is that you are doing real quick.
What are they doing? Uncle Elon. That's what
Okay.
it is. What are you looking at?
Hold on, I'm just seeing what's all being offered here. Give me 1 second.
So Ed wants to know
If you're
Disney
enjoying the
is gonna
show,
mess up.
remember to give it a thumbs
I
up
don't know.
and share it with a
I don't.
friend.
I just look.
Right
I love the
now.
Mandalorian TV show. I think it's fun. It's wholesome. It's fun. I'm just not impressed with the trailer. That's all. The trailers that I've seen. The movie could be great. It's just when a trailer comes on for Star Wars, because I'm a Star Wars nerd. I want to be like, oh, I can't wait to see that.
Right.
And I just didn't get that.
Like buying advance tickets, excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just didn't get that feeling, or I don't get the feeling anytime I see any of the trailers that come out. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll see it. If I don't, that's fine too.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull up your channel, and we're gonna see what you're doing here. So
Solid, maybe, yep.
So the first thing that I just want to talk about here is your thumbnails. So here you have, I made these 7 mistakes when I started a YouTube channel. You know, don't do this. So when you're doing like this sort of thing, right? Like if you're trying to get in front of YouTubers, then one thing that you got to think about is if this shows up on a homepage, don't do this with your photo here. How does this thumbnail in any way let a YouTuber know that this video is for them? Right? That's step 1 of what it is that you need to fix, right? So step 1 is, okay, what do I need to do with my thumbnails to let content creators know that this is for them? Best thing you can do right now is go look at all the YouTube help channels and look to see what they're using for imagery. You'll see most people have a YouTube logo somewhere in the video. You'll see some people use, analytics graphs in the back. Some people show, graphs, going up or down based on the conversation. They'll show YouTube specific imagery, or they'll use words that will trigger or help grab the attention of a YouTuber, right? Even with this, YouTubers don't do this, right? Instead of just don't do this. So I would start with your thumbnails and making sure that you are thinking with every video that you upload. Just ask yourself, if I'm trying to reach YouTubers, then in that case, how is this thumbnail? If I didn't have the title at all, then how would this thumbnail capture a YouTuber and let them know that this video is for them?
Yeah, everything you put out there for your video, it should be, first of all, it all works together, but at the same time, when it comes to thumbnails, you want it, because it's usually the thumbnail the first thing that they're going to see.
Yeah.
So you want something in that thumbnail to grab their attention immediately. And ideally, it's something that's going to speak to them. Is it about YouTube?
Yes.
Right. So if you are targeting YouTubers, like he said, if you go to his channel, you're going to see, I think you still do put a YouTube logo in most, if not all of your thumbnails. Right.
It's either a YouTube logo or a product logo.
Right.
And on almost everything. Not everything,
Right.
but almost.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Or the
YouTubers-
word YouTube or YouTuber, something like that.
Right,
yeah.
right. So you can easily identify, like, oh, this YouTuber, I'm a YouTuber. That's for me.
Yep. Yeah, another thing too, just as a heads up, because of the rise of, AI and ChatGPT and all that, plus the massive influx of people coming in and making like YouTube help content, this isn't a niche that I would advise somebody to get into right now, either, just for like long-term sustainability. Like, I'm not trying to discourage you in any way, like keep going, but I'm just saying like, this probably isn't the best niche to get into in terms of giving, advice, because there's so many established channels that have the experience, on YouTube. And because of that, people typically will gravitate towards, those in some way. And, just with the rise of, AI and all that stuff.
The machines.
The machines. Yeah, like this definitely isn't a niche that I would be going, like, if I was starting from scratch, I probably wouldn't do the YouTube niche.
You're saying if you had to start over, you'd pick something.
Like,
Today.
I mean,
starting over today.
I might
you'd
talk
pick
about
something else.
tools, right?
Yeah,
Like talk
yeah.
about tools, talk about how to
Creative.
live stream, talk about like those types of things.
Yeah.
But in terms of like do this to get views, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see a lot of new channels, not all, but I see a lot of new channels where you can tell, like I watch them and I can tell that they're reading a ChatGPT script.
Yeah. Yep.
And you can tell. And the cool thing about AI, I mean, AI is amazing. They're all amazing in their own ways. But a lot of times they miss nuance. We were actually talking about that on the way over here, about how it misses nuance on certain things. And you can tell when somebody's reading like a ChatGPT script, especially if it's about YouTube, something you're knowledgeable about.
Yep.
You can tell they're saying things, and you can tell you're reading off a teleprompter, but it lacks nuance.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the advice coming through, you're like, yeah, that is... First of all, you have the AI tells based on how it's worded.
Right.
But then you can tell that it lacks nuance on certain things. You're like, yeah, that's not actually how it works.
Yep.
Because it misses that human connection.
Yep.
I mean, that could be fixed next week.
Right. Right.
And,
Yeah.
and it will be fixed at some point. But right now, it really misses out on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and another thing too is Larry says the new YouTube education channels are having those types of videos served to them. They see high views and assume that it's easy. It's not, definitely not.
Yeah.
Another thing too is, when it comes to this type of content, like you are, okay, like if you make a video about how to get views on YouTube, there are probably thousands of videos about how to get views on YouTube. So because of that, the inventory that you're competing against is substantial, right? So it's those types of things also that are, that make it a little bit, challenging and whatnot. But I understand the approach. I think some people, they'll start channels and they're just sharing, what it is that they know. So like I know on her channel, she wasn't, claiming to be an expert or anything like that. Like her thing was that she was trying to get 1,000 subscribers and then sharing what she learned along the way.
Documenting the process.
Yeah. So I respect that approach, and I think
Yeah.
that's a solid approach. But in terms of like long-term, can I do this for the next 10 years type of, perspective? Because that's how I look at YouTube and YouTube channels, because like I even, like when I do presentations and stuff, a lot of times it's about sustainability, because, like this is something that is a huge opportunity, but in order for it to be a huge opportunity, you need to be able to do it sustainably for a long period of time. So because of that, when I see those types of channels now, I'm like, I don't know, that's probably not the one I would start with, right now. Says your network has been terrible. Thank you. Yeah. So just as a heads up too, like when it comes to all of this stuff, keep in mind that, and I say this at the end of every live stream also, but part of the thing when it comes to YouTube, especially when you're getting started and you're first trying to get that first 1,000 subscribers on your channel, is, when you see other people doing it in any type of content, not just YouTube help content, but you see other people doing it and they're getting views, then in that case, it's like, oh, okay, I just publish videos and I get views. And then when that doesn't happen, then it's like, oh no, I'm having this horrible experience. But I just want you to just remember that, YouTube is a learning curve. So just look at it like that. Just like if you started a new job today, you have to learn a bunch of new stuff about that job to get good at it. YouTube is the same exact way. So you might, end up figuring things out and doing well quickly, or, it might take you, like some people, it takes them years to figure it out just because they don't have the time to dedicate to it. And it takes them, years to get everything figured out.
Hey, Mel, good to see you.
Oh, hey, Mel, what's going on? Hope you're doing great.
Mel, Mel says, did you see Nick bump his mic and we didn't even hear it?
Nice.
Fancy.
Valentine's Station says, just rewatched your Vid Summit presentation. Nice, nice, nice. Hope you enjoyed it. So next up on our list here, we've got, okay, we did that one already. By the way, if you are just joining us, we are answering YouTube questions. So if you have a question about anything that you're doing on YouTube, there is a form pinned on the chat where you can add your questions for free. So if you have questions, you want feedback on anything, then just click into that, and then it'll take you to the form that we're answering questions from. Fill out the information, it's free, and then we'll get your question answered. If you are watching this from somewhere that is not YouTube, then go to nickniman.com/ask and it will redirect you to this form that we're taking the questions from. So next up, we've got Chad on the Road. Chad on the Road uploads one time per week or more, been on YouTube for 1 year or more. The type of channel is exploring abandoned and or haunted locations. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time YouTuber. Question is, lately I've started using the thumbnail that AI has created because I really like them, but most of my thumbnails are an actual picture of the location. Should I stick with the real photos or keep testing the AI created ones because I heard you want continuity in thumbnails? Why do thumbnails constantly stress me out? Yeah, so thumbnails and being stressed out about thumbnails is a normal thing because it's challenging because you're trying to express an idea through an image, right? So that's not something that, most people have much experience with other than like photographers that I can think of, right? And maybe people that make like movies. But like, most people don't have that problem to solve. So it can be frustrating. It's
thumbnails are tough, but they're also tough even if you understand graphics. So like a lot of people hire graphic designers to make thumbnails and they still don't work. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can make a thumbnail and you're like, this is the best thing I've ever made and I think it looks awesome. And people just don't respond to it. Yep. It's a hard nut to crack. And then you upload something that I don't know how this is going to work out, and it works great. And then you have people that upload just a screenshot or let YouTube take the screenshot out of the video, and there's no text, there's no nothing. It's just somebody sitting there, and that video goes gangbusters because they have a great idea. A great idea in an interesting image. Yeah, thumbnails are tough. Thumbnails are tough.
They are. They are absolutely tough.
Next.
Yep. And by the way, I'm dropping into the chat here real quick. If anybody here is looking for a good AI thumbnail generator, hands down, 1 of 10 has the best one in the game right now. So if you are somebody that is looking for a good, thumbnail tool for AI generated thumbnails, and another way that you can use these too is that, and you can use this with ChatGPT thumbnails too, or any other service that you use, is you can use it to copy elements. So if you do use Canva or Photoshop or another app that lets you cut things out, you can also just use it to generate those, elements and then, work those elements into your thumbnails as well. But yeah, that's hands down the best one is the one that I just dropped into chat there. So, so the question here, I'll go ahead, D.
I was going to say one more thing about thumbnails, the thing that can be frustrating, and I think anyone in here who's running tests can say the same thing, is sometimes you make different thumbnails and you test them using the ABC feature in YouTube, and you're like, oh, surely one of these is going to outperform the other one by a landslide, and it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't. I'm just saying it's a hard nut to crack.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, and in terms of your question on, should you use AI thumbnails or real pictures, I would keep testing and see if you figure out, your audience responds well to either one. But I would definitely use the real location imagery as a starting point for it. So I wouldn't say like, okay, I'm just going to make something from scratch that isn't necessarily, the location that I'm talking about. Instead, I would take the, images that you've taken and then throw them into AI and see if AI can do something with them that makes them, stand out more or something like that.
Turn this image into a clickable YouTube thumbnail.
Yep. Another thing I want to bring to your attention too, just because I have your channel up, is if you look at this, right here, you can see and this is another thing when it comes to like design and stuff like that, it's just, if you don't know, you don't know. But just two things that I want to bring to your attention right now if you're looking at the screen. The first is if you look over here and you look at this, I found it, and you see how much this stands out, and then you look here at the don't enter this forest and you see how that stands out, wildly different, right? So this gets kind of lost even though it's red, where this one stands out a lot because it's made in a way that stands out, right? So when you are using thumbnails, like one of the worst things that you can do is to have like red text, which is like a 1 pixel or 2 pixel border like this, because it makes, from a readability standpoint, it just makes it hard to just instantly ingest what it is that's being said there, compared to something like this where you don't even have to read this. It just, you see it and you instantly know like what's going on there, right? You instantly know I found it. You don't even have to, think about reading it, where this, you have to kind of figure it out. So if you're going to do something like this, I recommend that you put like some type of box behind it, or like a small, like one, here, I'll actually show you. Here, we'll do this. Give me a second.
Go.
Give me a second. I'm going to download your thumbnail, and then we're going to...
Little Photoshop master.
Yeah, little Photoshop something. Something here.
Here we go. I've been waiting for it.
Yep.
Little Photoshop mastery with Nick Nimmin.
Mm-hmm.
Silver Fox Forest Designs says, look at Forest. I'm so going in there. Yes.
Okay, so let's see here.
So what are you actually going to do to the thumbnail?
It's a secret.
It's a secret. Do you have an idea already what you're going to do?
No idea.
Okay.
We're making the text easier to read. That's
Okay.
what we're doing.
We're going to wing it.
Okay, so I think the problem that you're having here.
Let's share it.
Yeah, I think the problem that you are having. Give me 1 second here.
Hey, Sue. Good to see you.
Go
Are you
here.
pulling them up or not?
Give me 1 second.
Don't make me ask again.
Give me 1 second. Okay, so I think the problem that you are having here is that at a large size, it's easy to read. Right, so if I make this bigger here in Photoshop, then it's easier to read.
The red with the white border has a lot to do with that too.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah, so because of that, what we're going to do, and this is don't enter this forest, so we're going to see if Photoshop will remove this forest, and then if so, then we'll take it from there. Another thing is when you're using arrows, make sure the arrow stands out too. Because like in suggested videos, even though they're making those bigger now, in suggested videos, that arrow is going to be pretty much non-existent. Okay, text is gone. So let's see here. What was it? It was don't enter this forest. So we're going to keep the same. We're not even going to put the forest on here because we're going to go for simple so we can make this like easy for people. Right? So we're going to say...
like... Not putting that text.
Not enter.
Yeah.
And then here, let's spread it out a little bit. Maybe just a little bit more. We'll go to like 15 maybe. And I'm going to see something really quick. We don't need it. Okay.
I agree. I totally want to go in there.
Into that forest?
Oh, yeah. That fog back there. And then telling me not to go in. That's
right.
all I want to do.
Okay, let's center that up. So one thing that you can do when it comes to text to make it flash in the pan. Thank you for the super chat. Says I'm even wearing my Demonetized shirt today. Awesome. Love
you,
that. Yep. Thank you. And Karina Heath, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that as well.
So I have an idea.
Hey, are those coming through on your end, by the way, in the tool?
You mean, can I see your Photoshop?
No, can you see the super chats and super stickers?
I closed it down, but I can open it back up.
Okay. Yeah. So like right here, one thing that you can do when you're using lighter text is you can add just like a small drop shadow to it. And here we're going to turn this up a little bit. We're going to add just a little bit to the size.
Yes, they are.
Okay. And you can see right here how just adding that drop shadow alone to it makes it to where, see the difference? In terms of how it stands out there against the back. And if we make this smaller, right, then here, right? Then adding that little bit of a drop shadow to it, we can make sure that at a small size that this is something that people can still, clearly see. And then here, let me move this. And then we are going to grab an arrow. And we're going to make this red also. Make it really bright red. And then we're going to go up here. We're going to go to my arrows. And we are going to grab just a regular basic arrow. We're going to make this big. And I wouldn't point it at the sign either.
It's a nice girthy arrow you have
there. It is. Thank you. Thank you. I'll just use that to cover up that arrow.
I think you need to.
And you were pointing to the sign, but that's another thing that we can't see the sign. Like we don't know, like what the sign says. So because of that, if we're going to do a thing about not entering, then I'm going to make it point to the actual entrance of the thing, right? Instead of it just pointing to the sign that we can't read. So something along those lines.
I have an alternate idea.
Yeah, go.
You show the spooky forest in him, and then you get police tape and put it like over it. To
that's good too.
Don't enter.
Yeah, that's good.
Because that yellow and black might kind of stand out.
Yeah, that's good.
Like a do not enter police line type thing.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
So do not do what I'm getting ready to do. I'm just doing this for illustration purposes.
Yep. Definitely not going to do what you're doing here.
Yep. So,
hey, David Matney, how you doing, man?
Hey, David, what's up, man?
So that looks amazing.
So we're going to see how this pops out here. And again, do not do this because I just grabbed this off the internet real quick just for the case of this demo.
Or danger. You see the danger one down at the bottom, but you get the idea.
Where would you put that, D?
I put it in the background and kind of make it a little crooked behind him.
Okay, I think we got it. We're going to have to like remove or get him. Hold on, we got him. No big deal.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do this. And then, so what I'm not going to do, which is probably what you're wanting me to do, D. Yeah, that's going to.
Nope, I would enlarge it and turn it sideways.
Kind of like this?
Yep. And then make it large across the back a little bit.
Like this?
But but it would say do not enter, so I wouldn't have any text or anything else. Like that would be the do not enter.
Oh, so you would have this, basically do not cross, and then you'd remove the do not enter.
Yeah, something. Yeah, but I'd have to figure out the balance of it.
Yeah. But anyway, you get the idea, right? So if you take any of these ideas and then you compare them against this, right, in terms of just how much easier it is to read, and even with the text, like, in some cases you might need to say like, okay, we're going to come here, we're going to sample out some of this. And then we're going to do that just to make sure that that it's super easy to read and that it's super easy to read at small sizes, right? So now in that case, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it to where like it's super easy to read. You have the arrow pointing to the thing. You've got the creepy looking forest. David Matney also has, a good recommendation here where he talks about making his face bigger. Definitely something that I would consider. Depending on, channel size, stuff like that, but we'll go ahead and make it bigger. It's a good recommendation. The only thing that we have to be careful of here is, let's just remove him completely. So then we have the raw background to work with. Let's go here. And then we are going to take him out here. If you're listening to this in a podcast, on the podcast version, what we're doing right here is we're just going through and we're sampling him out. So this is going to be going on for another probably 2 minutes. So if you are listening to this in the audio version, you can skip or just hang out as we kind of talk through this. But basically what we're doing is we're just removing him from the thumbnail so that I can use the background in order to just kind of shift the focus around a little bit, as long as we can get a good removal here on this background.
Sue asks if you have coffee.
Oh, yeah. Definitely have coffee.
We are caffeinated.
And we are caffeinated, which will keep us up later. But, hey, we're living in the now. We're not living in the later. So we've got that. He's been removed. Let's drop him in there with a bigger face.
Put
it over here.
Yep.
Do not enter here. This is going to be getting a little bit small now.
Still might work. point the arrow down a little bit. Get rid of the other arrow.
I'm actually going to take this arrow under.
Ooh. I feel like I'm a thumbnail producer telling you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right?
Do this, do this, do this. Yeah, we got to be careful here with this arrow because, like, if we're not careful, it's going to get too small.
You could do like a swooping curly arrow underneath.
Yeah, like a little curve.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do that for the sake of, time and whatnot. But basically the idea here, if you compare, right, the two in terms of, focus, easy to read, I'm not a fan of this arrow here. I would definitely follow Dee's guidance there on the curvy thing.
The curvy
But yeah,
arrow.
just like comparing the two, right? You can just see how much, the one stands out compared to the other, right? So you have this where you've got like the scared, look on your face. And then here, we've got it going down into this like tunnel and all that. And at a small size, let's check the do not enter still there. You can still see the creepy imagery and your face still grabs attention. The arrow's there, but you can't really see what it's pointing to. So like if we were really going to like work on this, even the restricted at night, right? Like
I'd get rid of that, I think.
Yeah, I'd actually copy it and make it bigger.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Enhance.
I know, right? And then select the subject there. Got it. Go. And then let's stretch this puppy out.
Yeah, now we're getting there.
Now we're cooking.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll just keep it like this. That's probably a little bit
we don't
too
want to
big.
we don't want to cover up the walkway though, do we?
Yeah. I want to remove the arrow. Also, I wasn't going to do that before, but now that we're like this far along, now that we're this far in,
What if we hang little shrunken voodoo heads off the sign? Can you whip up some shrunken voodoo heads?
oh, that's great. Okay,
Little shrunken heads of YouTubers.
Here, let's go ahead
Hang 'em
and
from it?
generate this.
No. All right. David Matney would hang little shrunken voodoo heads on it.
Okay, so we're making this just a little bit bigger here.
Let's see.
Okay, so that arrow's gone now, which is good. So we can go ahead and close that little arrow out. Let's go ahead and put the big thing here. I mean, I don't know if we need that.
No,
I don't know. I like the oops. I like the cross idea or the police line idea. I just don't think that's the right graphic.
No,
the
so
right graphic for it.
My original idea was that was what goes. You could put that as the big text. So like put that behind him. At the top.
Oh, got it.
So it's like a giant banner going across the top.
So you're talking about something like to where like this would be here. You wouldn't have this at all, and then you would have some type of this text
up top, giant. Move it up. Something I would test anyway.
Yeah. Something like this, you mean?
Maybe bring it down a little bit. I don't know. I wouldn't put it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't butt it up across the top.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea, right? So if we look at both of these, and let me also lighten this up too, just because we're here, and this is something that was highlighted, so we might be able to see the text a little bit easier.
There you go.
And then we'll still bring this down so we get a little bit of contrast in there.
Just some blood dripping off of it. Ooh.
Let's just make it kind of stand out a little bit, kind of make it a little bit more crooked. Anyway, you get the idea. So the whole thing is, just about making things easier to read, making things bigger. I think this is kind of taken away from that passage back there.
Yeah.
So maybe kind of like this for mobile viewers and for home pages, and then lean on the do not enter for the nighttime. And really, even for the do not enter, even if we were to make this like something else, like if we were to make this like a red or something like that, I think we'll keep it white. But anyway, you get the idea. And if we take this to a small size, right?
I'm almost thinking that sign shouldn't have the drop shadow.
If we take this to a small size, then in that case, you know, more emphasis on the human to grab some attention there, a do not enter, and then you got this like creepy looking stuff going on over here. Not 100% with this sign. I would still work on that for a little bit if I was like really making this thumbnail. But you know, you can see the difference in terms of just, you know, legibility for the, or readability for the do not enter part. And then, you know, the sign, we made that bigger. So for mobile viewers where it's going to be a little bit bigger, then, you know, that might, you know, help grab their attention. And then we have the face here for, you know, for the human, you know, for the human connection there. Yeah. That's the idea.
A lot better.
And then we'll move on from there.
Yeah, I kind of like the sign without the drop shadow.
Yeah, kind of like,
surprisingly.
I'm gonna put the sign like right back over here, maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it was a good touch lightening up the sign.
Yeah, and I'm still not 100% on this text. Like, I might even just go with that. But the only downside with this, though, is at a small size.
Yeah. I would also test different words. Like, instead of like do not enter, you can have another one that just says like danger.
Restricted.
Restricted,
yeah,
or
danger's
danger.
good. Yeah. Yeah, a whole danger sign, right?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, danger's good. Because remember, this is just to grab people's attention.
Yeah, danger.
Right?
Danger, danger. Mm-hmm. Don't open, dead inside.
Yeah, we're starting to do like too much.
Ooh, I like that little tilt. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, and this is one we're also having like maybe a little bit of an arrow going there or something. I don't know. I would still work on this side over here for a bit. I'm not 100% happy with this, but I'm just trying to express the idea. So hopefully that idea was expressed okay.
Yeah.
All right. So next up on our list here,
David Matney says top notch.
Not quite, but you know, but I think it's definitely, you know, in a better direction than what was there before. And the whole idea, and anytime, you know, we've been on the stream and we've done thumbnails, like the whole idea is just you know, focus and, you know, making things easy to read, easy to understand. Because, you know, when it comes to YouTube, like right now, right, if I open up my homepage.
David has good looking thumbnails.
He does. He has awesome thumbnails. You know, we'll actually go look at David's channel here in a second.
Yeah.
But basically, when it comes to the homepage, right, when we're sitting here and we're like looking around at stuff, like there's so much to look at. So because of that, having it to where, you know, there's just a nice clear focus to, you know, grab attention is definitely the approach that you want to take. Because when you are, you know, crowding up thumbnails and things like that, it just makes it hard to see. So if you look at YouTube's homepage right now, just one thing I want to bring to your attention, and I'm sure it's not going to be this way for everything that we look at, but right here, one image with some text, one image of people, one image with some text. These are works, so we'll get out of those. DJI, right? One image where he's got the focus on this thing to grab attention. If we come down here, one image of Snoopy, one image of the boat ride, one image of this, right? There's not a bunch of stuff, right? It's focused on the imagery here that's going to help people know that this has something to do with handpan music, which this is an amazing channel, both of these, by the way. Here, Sunny saying it's over. She has a big channel. She's well known. So, you know, that's going to grab attention. Here, focused on like the YouTube logo. But if you look here, almost everything is super simple, right? When you're looking at thumbnails. And what a lot of people will do is they just overcomplicate stuff so much. And when you overcomplicate things, it just makes it more challenging to, you know, to capture somebody's attention at a glance, right? So simple is the way to go.
Completely unrelated. You were just moving through those, and it made me think. I ran across a video, and I think it was done by the studio. Actually, I didn't click into it to watch it. But they did like a lo-fi 24-hour stream to watch Rocky sleep from Project Hail Mary.
Nice.
So they had the Rocky character, but it was like, you know, the actual character sleeping, because this whole thing when the movie was to watch him sleep, or, you know, the Iridians have to watch each other sleep. So you just watch him sleep with the lo-fi. I was like,
clever.
That's genius.
Yeah.
Absolutely genius.
It's clever.
Yeah, I think the studio put that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
They have one too, the new... What's the name of the new Game of Thrones spinoff?
Yeah, I don't watch it.
Something about the Knight. You guys know what it is. There's a new one with the Knight. The Knights of whatever. So some new story about a knight. And there's a tree, like a recurring tree in there. And they made a second, and this is on, is it on HBO? I guess it is. They have a second video that's, I don't know how many hours long it is, but it's just the tree with lo-fi music. Actually, as on the streaming service now. Like you just watch the tree and it's just like blowing and the fire's crackling.
Nice.
Yeah, so good.
Knight Rider, that's what I'm talking about.
No, it's not Knight Rider. Come on.
Hey, they had Kit show up in Fortnite.
Really?
So, yep.
Oh, that's cool.
So next up, okay, we did chat already.
Knights
so
of the Seven Kingdom, I think is that what it's called? Nobody watches Game of Thrones? Come on. Don't leave me hanging, people.
So next up, we have Auden Manison. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I apologize if not. They upload 1 time per week or more, but on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do spiritual, educational content. The goal of the channel is to teach others, and the question is suggestions for improvement on thumbnails, channel banner. So let's take a look at the channel here. Thumbnails and channel banner, that's our focus. And by the way, too, just so you know, as I'm pulling this channel up here, because I'm getting ready to click on YouTube, this right here is Google Chrome. So when I hit the new tab, right up here at the top, you can see how it opens a new one. So this is a free browser extension I made called Creator Dashboard. This is available inside of the Chrome store right now, but basically it turns your new tab into a quick launch dock, as you can see right up here at the top, or you can quickly jump to whatever websites that you assign up here. There's like a clock here. You can have it as a single clock or a world clock like this, to-do list, content pipeline, channel information. You can use these buttons right here to quickly jump to anywhere it is that you want to go to in the back end of your YouTube channel or your main channel. You can search just like you can in the normal, new tab, but you can also search with AI, and you can choose the AI of your choice. Daily quotes to keep you fired up and inspired, and you can monitor up to 18 different YouTube channels. And over on this side, keeps you up to date with YouTube creator news as well. And then once we go over to YouTube, there's a bunch of other helpful, stuff for you over here as well. So, for example, like if I were to click into one of these videos here, this is a great channel for Photoshop, by the way, but you have information over here where you can, pull the thumbnail. You can see tags, which don't really matter, but if you're an Opus Clip user, you can also use this to send, the video straight over into Opus Clip. In addition to that, there's this really cool feature here that people have given me good feedback on, where if you look at this little camera button, so you see this screenshot or this comment, right? Or this comment. If I wanted to capture this and use it in a video, then I just hit that button. It opens up the little comment studio here. And then within this, you can, highlight stuff. You can hide stuff if you want to. You can, hide the channel name or blur the channel name. You can blur the time or remove the time that the comment was made, that kind of stuff. But, it's a whole little thing we can kind of customize what the comment looks like. But there's that and a bunch of other features as well. And one of the ones that you've probably seen me use here during the stream already is this one also that analyzes the channel. And with this, you can look at competitor channels and you can see like outliers where they've had like spikes, right? In the, videos that have popped, and you can see which ones they are. You can see their 90-day videos here that have done well, their upload cadence. And if you are collecting titles and things like that for data, then you can also click over here and you can just hit the button to copy it to your clipboard, and then you can drop it into a spreadsheet or something like that if you want to also. But all kinds of helpful stuff there. And again, it's free. You can get that in the Chrome store if you go to creatordashboard.com. So if we go here, oops, no, that's not it. Hold on.
I think we're gonna.
Oh, because I just copied their title. That's funny.
Oh.
I was like, wait a minute, that's not the thing.
I think we're
so,
gonna look at David's.
Yeah, I got it.
Do you feel hot?
I do, man. I'm like burning up in here.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Yeah. So give me 1 second. And because we were talking about David and then Auden, I'm going to pull your channel up here in just a second. But I just want to show you. And with David Matney, he has a unique channel because he does real estate, right? So with his channel and doing real estate, he's focusing on, using the channel for, growing his real estate business. And I just want you to look at his thumbnails here and just how good his thumbnails are, right? Where he puts on, a focus on his face. He'll focus on like the area. He'll have Omaha in here a lot to help people that know about Omaha or that are interested in Omaha, because that's the area that he services, to help them know about his, that this video is something about Omaha. But his thumbnail imagery is just really good in terms of how he's using his expressions and all that stuff. So yeah, his thumbnails are awesome for what it is that he's doing. So use that as inspiration, right? For what it is that you should be doing. So for Auden here, they're wanting feedback on their channel art and their thumbnails. So Tribe of Manus, this doesn't mean anything to me. Yeah. It is a little bit. So Tribe of Manus right here, this doesn't mean anything to me as a viewer. This doesn't tell me what it is that you're offering on the channel. This doesn't, because you wanted feedback on your channel art too. This doesn't tell me anything about what it is that I get as a viewer interacting with your YouTube channel. Build and Fix with Mooney, what's going on? Hope you're doing great, man. Nice to see you in here. So because of that, instead of having this up here, I would make this say something about what it is that you're offering. So, you know, welcome to Premier Channel for this and comparative Indo-European mythology, where we explore authentic German heathenry and the deep. Okay, yeah, so this, drop all of that down into like a single sentence or phrase and put that up here, right? So it's, you know, like European history or, you know, something like that. And then that way, if somebody's watching your video and they're like, hey, this is great, they click on your channel name and they land here, they know that you have a whole entire channel full of that type of stuff. So I would definitely do that. In addition to that, let's look at your thumbnails and see what it is that you have to offer here. Another debunked. Plagans lied about this. Okay, these are live streams, or no, premieres coming up. Okay, so from a thumbnail perspective, this is way too busy. There's just too much going on here. Another thing is, I'm not sure what the True is, because you have True on YouTube. That might be something, you know, something else. But like here, yeah, there's just too much going on here. So, you know, I get, you know, that you're trying to put like maybe the ancient stuff in here, but there's just too much going on. So one of the things that I just showed is we just looked at YouTube's homepage. And when we're looking at YouTube's homepage, story catalog, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. So when we're looking at YouTube's homepage, you can see here, or I mean, you could see how simple everybody's thumbnails were, right? But when I'm looking at this, then we see that there's just like all this stuff. So like if this shows up on a homepage, there's nothing clear to really look at. So the whole thing is when you are, I mean, I guess this person on YouTube, because you have the sad state of whatever this is on YouTube. So I guess you're using that to bring attention to it, but you can see here, you got all this extra text on here for like no reason. So the whole idea when it comes to a thumbnail is you're using the thumbnail to capture somebody's attention around the things that they care about. So because of that, make sure that you're using imagery that will do that. Other things, I poured beer on a ritual fire. I'm not sure what this one is. Northwoods Kindred Exposed. Okay, so it looks like you're doing some exposing stuff. Sad State of Asturos. This is another channel. Yeah, I'm also not super clear on what it is that is being offered here either. So like here, it looks like you're talking about like YouTube channels, but I didn't see any of that mentioned in what it is that you're saying that you're offering here. So yeah, so in your case, simplify your thumbnails, get clear on what it is that you're offering and who it is that you're offering to. Do both of those things. So if you're doing reaction videos, that's fine, but make it clear that you're offering reaction videos. Yeah, because right now, like topically, things are kind of all over the place, and it looked like in your description that you're offering one thing, and then when I look at the content, it seems like you're offering something else. So because of that, I would just get more focused in on making it clear what it is that the channel itself is actually about. So, you know, most of your subscribers and stuff are going to come from individual videos, but what you need to make sure happens is that if somebody watches one video, let's say the video that you published last week, then when you publish a new video this week, you want those people to be interested in the video that you published this week as well. So you need to make sure that there's topical alignment there so that when YouTube is recommending your content to the people, your new video to the people that enjoyed last week's video, then in that case, that video is going to be relevant to those people based on what it is that they care about, right? So because of that, yeah. Still hot though. Like it does feel like it's cooking in here. Aircon's not working well. So yeah, so because of that, I would definitely get the thumbnails up to speed. David Matney, thanks for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Chat. And thank you. So next up on the list here. And by the way, if you are just joining us, there is a form linked at the bottom or top of the description where you can add your questions. So if you're new to the live stream, I'm Nick, that's D. He's going to be over here in just a second, but we are answering questions about YouTube. So if you're a YouTuber, you're in the right place. If you have a question, you can add it to the link that is either at the bottom or the top of the chat. If you are watching this from somewhere that's not YouTube, then you can put your question into if you go to nickniman.com/ask, then you can put your question into that form there. D with the AC, absolutely. So the Late Apex Garage is the next channel here. They upload when they have time. The type of channel is the destination channel for automotive content. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, I am doing a debunking video. Is it proper form to refer to the other channel and video by name, or just talk about it indirectly and bring up each point that I'm going to refute without calling them out? Your call. So when it comes to things like this, the challenge with this is thinking, I mean, it's not really a challenge. It's just being clear on how you want to present yourself. Some people are totally fine trashing other people on the internet openly. And they're totally fine with that. Every now and then I'll do it too. Just because, sometimes, people, just sometimes it's needed. However, if it is something that you can do without, throwing another channel, under the bus, so to speak, then in that case, you might want to do that too. So it really comes down to how it is that you want to represent yourself in your content. So, in some cases, it might be needed, to call somebody out. However, in other cases, maybe not so much. And because of that, you can just talk about the things that they got wrong and then kind of widen out the conversation to where it's not just this person that is that I'm debunking over here. It is, like them and anybody else that, that is saying the same things, like we're debunking the whole thing, right? So because of that, definitely make sure that you are just considering how you want to represent yourself. Because I know when it comes to YouTube, when you have a channel where you start doing those types of things, and especially if people start responding to them, it can really send you down a rabbit hole of negativity. And because of that, it can make it to where you start feeling like, okay, well, in order for me to get views, I have to do something negative on the channel or trash talk somebody. And some people end up in that situation where they have to make those types of decisions. So, if you start walking down that path, it can be a slippery slope. So just be careful. But if you do have information that you feel that you need to debunk, by all means, debunk it. But, there's other people too, like, in YouTube Shorts and TikTok and everything where, people are, literally their whole entire channel is looking at other channels and saying that what they're saying is factual or not based on how, their understanding of the world. So, so there's that whole thing too. But yeah, just consider how you want to, represent yourself, because it's the internet. It's on there forever. So because of that, just be mindful of, those things. It's going on your permanent record. But yeah, just be mindful of that. Debunking file names versus the creator that said it. Absolutely. Says, if you don't have a YouTuber beef, even one, are you even a YouTuber? That's true. That's true. Marianne says, love the creator dashboard. Thank you so much. Cool. Glad that you're enjoying it. Yeah, when it comes to the dashboard, like the only real complaint that I've had is some people have trouble with setting up the API key. So there's like a 2-minute video that you can watch that takes you through the whole process. It's pretty easy to do, but some people get stuck there. So that's the only real complaint that I had. I'm actually working on that right now and fixing that issue to where it'll be my API key and then people can just connect to it and use it in a more easy way. I'd have like double the users if I had it set up that way, because my churn rate or my uninstall rate is about 50%. And based on feedback that I get, that seems to be the bigger problem. So, once I get that fixed, then I think a lot of people will also, enjoy that. But yeah, so thank you for the kind words. Glad that you're enjoying it. Hey, and if you get a chance in Google Chrome, leave a review too. Would really appreciate that. The hardest thing with developing any software stuff I found is getting reviews. That's super, super hard to do. So if you are a Creator Dashboard user, please go to the Chrome store and leave me a positive review over there. Let's see here. Ageless Fit. Yeah, cool. Glad that you are enjoying it also. Yeah, and you say it just inspired with an idea as well. Yeah, if you have any like feature ideas or anything like that, feel free to send them over, because I'm trying to make it cool for everybody. So, okay, so next up on the list here, we have Marianne Cresp. Been making videos for 1 year or more. It's a planning and productivity channel focused on proper planners and simple systems for everyday life. Goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, I have a QR code that leads to my lead magnet. Should I have it on the screen of my live streams like yours, or would that be too in your face for my channel, which talks about creating calm and clarity? Absolutely, you should have it on your video, and you should have it. You can have it where it's permanently on there if you want. Some people do that. Some people will just have it show up like when they're talking about it. They'll open it up. So for example, when I talk about like the dashboard, I'll have like this graphic that I'll show up there. If I talk about the new creator app, we'll show this one, or sometimes we'll go like full screen like this and then show this QR code so people can capture that to check that out. So we have all these like little banners for stuff here. Right. So we have all of these little things here that we can trigger, and some of these don't get triggered at all, during most of the streams. But, some of them, we'll trigger them on a regular basis. But by putting that there, one thing that I want you to think about is with it being in your face. Right. So if you have the lead magnet and it adds value to people, and this is a conversation I actually have had this conversation with people a handful of times, is when you have something and it's cool and it's going to be helpful for people and all that stuff, don't be afraid to share it with people, right? So yes, there is the thing of like overdoing it, but if you have something, then be like, hey, this is a solid thing. Therefore, I want to bring it to your attention because I want you to use this because this is going to be, something that will add value to you in some way, right? So because of that, you should absolutely make a QR code, show it up on the screen, sometimes or all the time, your call. But at the very least, when you mention it, just having that option so people can scan it. And here's why that's important. Right now, YouTube is getting crushed on TVs, right? Tons of TV viewers on YouTube. You can go into your own stats and you can see if you have, many TV viewers or not. But if you do, when it comes to somebody taking action on a computer, super easy. Click a button, you're in the description, no problem. When it comes to video content, click a button in the description, no problem. When it comes to mobile devices, click a button, maybe two, go into the description, no problem. You can click on anything. However, when it comes to TVs, big problem with all of that, because when it comes to TVs, if they had the option to click, getting it to like a browser of some kind is a challenge, but just finding a place to click on a TV is nearly impossible. So because of that, having that QR code, because most people when they're watching TV or watching YouTube or whatever, if they're not on the device, it's somewhere close, right? So because of that, when you have something like a QR code show up on the screen, then that makes it possible for somebody to go, oh, what is that? Give them time, right? Okay, let me notice that. What is it? Oh, okay, it's QR code. Let me grab it. Give them time to scan it, and then they scan it, and then you are and then you're good from there. So just make sure that when you put it up there, you give them time. But the whole play with that is TVs, right? People will use it on the computers too, but the whole play with that is TVs. And another thing, and I'm going to share this with you because you are doing like marketing and stuff directly from your YouTube channel. Let's see here. Nope, that's not it. Here it is. So I'm not sure if you've ran into the Primal Video YouTube channel or not. But if anybody here is tracking stuff directly from their videos, you're sharing things from your videos, and I just started using this. I have I think 2 QR codes set up in here, and I'm going to be like redoing all my video descriptions and stuff for this particular tool. But Justin and his brother Mike over at Primal Video, they created this service, and I'm not sponsored or anything like that, but they're friends of mine, just to let you know. But this is a really cool thing. So basically, it's called videostats.ai. And with this, what it does is it makes it to where you can assign your own custom domain. And then with that domain, you can link it through their service, and you can set up each individual video inside of their service. And then what it does is it tracks the conversions on the video. So in your case, if you have access, and again, this is called videostats.ai. I'll just drop it in the chat here. But with this, one of the cool things with it is sometimes when you publish videos, right? Like like in your case, Marianne, if you publish videos and you are using YouTube for marketing purposes, then in that case, you might publish videos on something and it gets more views. And since it gets more views, by default, you think, hey, I should publish more videos about that. But those videos that get more views, sometimes they convert much lower than some videos that are better targeted that get less views on them. So what you find out when you start tracking things is you start noticing like, hey, when I do videos like this, people seem to click on these things more or convert all the way through. If you have full control, then in terms of like you have your landing page and you have full control, you can track the conversion all the way through. So you can add code to your thank you page and you can know which ones got actual signups to your lead magnet. But you can also track from a click level also. So if like in my case for apps and stuff like that, that are on like the Chrome store and Apple, I can't track those through, but I can track the clicks and I can see which videos drive the most clicks, right? So so that's something that I recommend. Like I said, I'm just using QR codes right now, but you can use that for actual links and you can connect your website to it as well. So check that out when you get the chance if you are interested in tracking. If not, if you're just like, hey, I'm just sending everything to this. So, whatever, I'm just making content. And then, for the people that, this is a good fit for, they'll find it. That's perfectly fine. But if you are somebody that's tracking everything, that's a really cool tool that they came out with. It is. It feels like it's getting like warmer by the minute. All right. So here we go. I'm going to read the comments here real quick. I do bug Nick about the Android version. Yes. Let's see here. So it can be used on desktop. Yeah, so the extension can be used on desktop, but the new creator app can be used on your phone or iPad. It's awesome on an iPad.
Marianne Cresp says, question, are you using different QR code for each of your live streams?
So right now, no, but they literally just opened up the service. So I just got access to it like recently. So because of that, I will soon be doing all of that. It's a brand new service that they published. So I think it's been open now for maybe, I don't even know if it's still fully open to the public because they had it on a wait list. But with that particular tool, it's been like open and like ready to go for, I believe, maybe like 3 weeks, maybe a month max. But I will be though. But another thing that you can do just to answer this question is, because we'll be doing these live streams. So because of that, the topics are typically similar. What we offer is similar. So just like a use case for, tracking videos and stuff like that. So, so in my case, I won't actually do a new QR code for every live stream. It'll be a new QR code and link for every video, but not for every live stream. However, for Nimin Live, I'll have a QR code for each thing. And then for my channel review streams, I'll have a QR code for each thing. And if YouTube doesn't get back on the horse with doing news, because I'm not sure right now, the Creator Insider channel is kind of in this like, Lauren stepped away from doing news over there, and I'm not sure if they're going to have weekly news or not. If they don't, then I'm going to be keeping up and I'm going to be doing weekly news again like I used to. And in that case, then I would have a QR code for Nimin Live, a QR code for the channel reviews, and a QR code for the news streams. And then that way I would be able to see like what is driving what from each of those different, offerings that I have. So that would be the play there when it comes to live streams.
Go to Super Chat.
Thank you for the super chat. Restored by Life says, how do people find your live stream on YouTube? Is the algorithm improved or just follower based? So when you are live, the title that you give the live stream informs YouTube. Like when you publish a video, it's different. When you publish a video, YouTube reads the title, it reads your description, it reads every piece of information in the video. It like reads your video, it like watches your video frame by frame. It knows everything that's happening in your video. It knows every word spoken in your video. It knows everything. When it comes to live streams, it's a little bit different because all it has is the title to go with. So, and whatever you add to the thumbnail. So because of that, you need to make sure that you're titling your video in a way that it's going to, inform them, but also so that if they show it to your target viewers got to know it's for them. And then they'll click on it, and come in and watch it. So because of that, just make sure it's titled right. Make sure the thumbnail imagery is really focused on grabbing attention for the target audience that you're trying to reach. Like in my case, these thumbnails, I have like a big YouTube logo. So you just know that it's about YouTube. And then I have creators only under it. So I don't want regular people, civilians clicking into this. I only want creators clicking into it.
Civilians.
So I put the creators only on there for the sake of, making sure that it's only creators that click into it.
Ken going in the kitchen says, is it summer now in Thailand? Yes,
Yeah.
It is. We are in the middle of summer, which is usually over 100 degrees, peaking out in the daytime.
Yep.
But it's and it can be a strain on smaller air conditioners. So we have most of Thailand has split air conditioners, not the kind that go in the windows, or you don't have the central air that much. We have the kind that go up at the top of the ceiling and the other half is outside. And sometimes they struggle, which is happening right now with our aircon.
Yeah, so Ed says, I liked your weekly YouTube news, bring it back. Yeah, a lot of people really enjoyed that. And and I enjoyed it too. Like, it was fun. It's easy content to make because I keep up anyway. So, you know, it's fun. And the feedback that I got from it was good. And it added, you know, a nice amount to the channel too, in terms of just stats in general and, you know, all that stuff. So, so I'm considering bringing it back anyway.
Bring it back.
However, you know, the Creator Insider channel's like made for that. So because of that, you know, they're so good at it and, you know, all that stuff. So because of that, I just kind of backed off of that a little bit. And at that time, they stopped pushing out updates as much, but they're on the grind now. So as long as they stay on the grind, then it makes that news viable. But, you know, when they slow things down a bit, then it makes it to where, you know, you don't really have much to talk about in the news.
Simply Fit Physical Therapy says, I was supposed to say I didn't know that the Illuminati was an army.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
There is. Yep.
They'll come for you.
Okay, so next up on our list here, we've got your 9 to 5 is an HVAC company. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so the next question that we have here. Okay, we did the QR code question. So we have Vari or VAR2. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. They upload when they have time. It's a horror gaming channel. The goal of the channel is to quit the job and be a full-time content creator. And the question is, if I go a month without posting, will my next video not get pushed? It's not about if your video gets pushed or not. It's about, is that video going to be good enough to where when people get recommended that video on YouTube's homepage, that they will click on it, come in and enjoy that video at a rate that YouTube sees as competitive for the people that they're showing your content to. The answer to that question is yes. Then in that case, you know, it'll do well because it'll break through that initial group, and then, you know, it'll go to casual viewers, like all that good stuff. So then, you know, you can be fine. So some channels just publish once a month and they do fine. However, when you do take long breaks, the disadvantage is that the recent viewer history, in terms of people recently interacting with your channel, that fades, you know, with you not uploading. So because of that, YouTube will still show your content to people. However, you know, because you don't have that new content going out on a regular basis, getting in front of new people, keeping people engaged, you know, with that new content as well, then in that case, it can slow things down a little bit, but you can hop right back on track with one good video. But sometimes, you know, there is a warm-up. There is a warm-up period, you know, regaining momentum and whatnot. So next up, and that's more people than it is YouTube, right? In terms of the momentum thing. Because on that, it's more about, you know, like people being like, oh, okay, yeah, I want to watch this one again. Oh, okay, they published another one I want to watch. So let me watch that one again. And then, you know, that's the way you pick up momentum. It's not necessarily YouTube's algorithm. So next up, we have Sci-Fi Ocean. They upload when they have time, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do sci-fi audiobooks, dialogues, and recommendations.
That's cool.
Goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, my audiobook channel was demonetized for inauthentic, mass-produced content.
Gotcha. Was it an accurate ruling, or did they make a mistake?
Yep. So it says, but every audiobook is based on my original ebooks, and my book recommendation videos literally star me in my car. Lost the appeal, which honestly freed me from the AdSense grind. Can you pull up Sci-Fi Ocean and tell me, does my upload cadence or thumbnails actually look mass-produced to you? Claude and I disagree.
So you're a real human making real content, and it's original content. They flagged you. You lost the appeal. Yeah, I would reach out.
So my voice here doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, it's going to be up to YouTube. But your thumbnails do look very AI generated. I don't know if they are.
Can we see them?
Yeah, sure. But yeah, the thumbnails do look AI generated. I don't know if they are. Let's see what it is that you're doing here. Oh, okay. Yeah. So these look like they might be AI videos in here too. Oh no, not so much. I see you. Yeah, okay, yeah, I see you in the content. So yeah, I'm actually surprised that they flagged you on this. I don't know.
But that's no different than any other I mean, did you generate this, all this footage with AI?
Oh, they're not publishing much either. You know, let's go to the shorts. This is probably where it's going to get them. Yeah, these are all AI.
But it's a sci-fi. It's a sci-fi channel.
Yeah, and it's original audiobooks too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so if you haven't yet, here's what I would do: is I know that you already lost. Hey, Larcia, I hope you're doing great. I know you lost the appeal already going through YouTube's system already. But one thing that I would do is I would make an X account if you don't have one. And unfortunately, when it comes to X, that's the way that you have to get, this extra support when it comes to YouTube. But create an X account. I'll show you the account to go to. Give me 1 second here and I'll pull this up for you. So there is a Twitter account called Team YouTube. This right here, right? At Team YouTube. So what you want to do is you want to create an X account if you do not have one yet, and then you want to at Team YouTube. Let them know that you have original audiobooks. You are doing the voiceover for those audiobooks, which I think that you are, because you had videos of you in the car, so I think you're doing the voiceover for that. So let them know all of that information. And I know you lost the appeal, but sometimes those appeals, don't work the way that we think they do. So because of that, I would reach out to Team YouTube, tell them what you just told me, and see if they can help you out over there. That's the place to get that kind of help. By the way, if you are new here, we're talking about everything related to YouTube. So if you have a YouTube channel and you're trying to network with other content creators, or you are, trying to figure out how to do all this stuff, you are in the right place. If you have a question about anything you're doing, there's a link down at the bottom or top of the chat right now that has a link in it that you can click on that will take you to a form where we're pulling these questions from. So if you have a question about anything you're doing, go ahead and put it in the form. So next up, we've got, we did Sci-Fi Ocean. So next up, we have Lord Artorius Colbrand. What do you think this one does, D?
Say what it is again.
Lord Artorius Colbrand.
Lord Artorius Colbrand.
And that's Collbrande. Colbrand, Brandy.
Brandy? As in the drink?
No. It's Colbrand, all one word. Collbrande. So Lord Artorius Colbrand. Let me know in the chat what you think this channel does. And don't cheat. Don't go look at the channel.
Something to do with books. Maybe like...
Interesting. Why books? Why do you think it's books?
I don't know. It just sounds like a book type. Like that name, I just get the visualization of books. Something about old books.
Interesting.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
I don't know yet.
Oh, you haven't even looked yet?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I'm just getting a book vibe.
Yeah, I never look. Like I just wait for you to answer, and then I explore it along with everybody else. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, books or it's because that's a really unique name.
Yeah.
So they're into some stuff.
Yeah. So Scale Train Station says Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh, okay.
Yep. Sly Went Walking says
jewelry.
Gaming. Tan Going in the Kitchen says Jewelry.
Could be antique jewelry. It could
Knights
be books.
Says Flash in the Pan.
Literature. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. Let's see what it is. Okay.
Survey says.
Yep. So I'm going to scroll down here and answer the question, or not answer the question, but see what the question is. But they upload when they have time. Been on YouTube for a year or more. Here's the answer of what type of channel. Ready?
Yep. Let's see it.
Anime review and entertainment content. That's what it is.
I mean,
but we're going to pull up the channel, right? There might be some books in there.
When
we'll
I
see.
nail them, I nail them.
Yep. So the goal of the channel is connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, I was just wondering if you could please review my channel by looking at some of my videos. Thanks, and I appreciate it. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at your channel. We can't watch your videos, but I can just see, what it is that you're offering, give you some tips on what we see. Okay. So, so the very first thing that I recommend that you think about is that right here, you see this video on how it's about the new Apple Watch.
What in the world are you doing?
So this one's about the new Apple Watch. This one is a vertical video about a compilation, right, of some type of anime. We have this one down here that is a Star Wars movie about Rey Skywalker will be a huge mistake, okay? And then we have this one over here about a Nintendo Switch. So right now, and I know these are like 9 months ago. You're uploading. Looks like you go in like a spurt here. So you're getting back on track. It looks like, which is cool. So the very first thing you need to work on is figuring out who it is that you are making content for, so that you can have a consistent offering on your channel. So there's actually 3 things. 1, who are you making content for? 1, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish on YouTube? 2, who are you making content for? 3, what is your channel positioned as? Like, what is it that you're actually offering from your YouTube channel? You need to get clear on those 3 things, because then you start to make a resource for people that are into that type of content. So in your case specifically, I would work on that and figuring out like what it is that you're trying to do with this and who it is that you're doing it for, like your target viewer that you're trying to do all this for. That would be the thing that I would focus on right now. And there's other details, like for example, like your thumbnails are too busy, for these. This one, you got a bunch of text on here that you can't read, like that kind of stuff. And this is all, part of, getting started. So don't, worry about it. But like now that, that we've brought it to your attention, start thinking about, okay, what is it that I actually want to offer here? What is it that what value is it that I'm trying to provide to, people that are watching YouTube? And how can I make an entire channel that is a resource of content for people that are into a certain type of content? So I would start working on that right now as step 1.
Lord Arturius.
Yep, and this is focused. Yep, this is definitely not. I think everybody got it wrong.
I was the closest. I think
a book channel.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think this has anything to do with books. I don't see a book anywhere around here.
Yeah, look a little bit harder. Yeah. Sometimes you have to read between the lines to see what's really going on. Sometimes they don't make it easy. They confuse us with different titles and thumbnails.
Yeah. Nice.
It's always about books, though.
So Sci-Fi Ocean, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. It says no longer interested in YouTube partner program, pivoting to AI film. That's cool, right? It's your call, but the thing is like if you're going to be publishing videos to YouTube, you should be interested in the partner program, and here's why. So in addition to generating revenue to help you pay for the AI services that you're going to be using to make the content, that's number 1. Number 2 is when you're in the YouTube partner program, you also get additional features. So for example, if you're like, hey, I don't want to turn ads on, or I don't want, ads shown on my videos, then in that case, you have to get into the YouTube partner program in order to have the ability to turn them off. Because right now, even though you're not interested in being in the YouTube partner program, and even though YouTube has denied monetization for you in the partner program, YouTube is still going to run ads on your videos.
Yeah.
So because of that, not being interested in the partner program, you're basically saying like, hey, YouTube, here's just some, free stuff for you to advertise on. Whereas if you're like, hey, let me try to get into the partner program so I can at least get a cut of that, money, then in that case, you are not just giving the farm to YouTube and you're getting, your share of that arrangement. But, since you can't get in the partner program right now, you're dealing with that. But I would definitely reach out to Team YouTube on X and try to get all that stuff sorted, because it just gives you more control, gives you more things that that you can do when it comes to features and that kind of stuff.
And they made a mistake.
Yeah,
correct them on that mistake at the very least.
Yep. Hey, and really quick, Ed, flash in your pan. Hey man, I just want to say right now you are the most engaged viewer here in the live stream, and I just want to let you know that it's appreciated.
Nice.
Yeah, so right now, like you have 100 comments more than the next closest person.
Wow.
So super appreciated, man. Appreciate that.
Go Ed.
Yep.
Representing with his Demonetized shirt today.
So next up on the list, we've got Silver Fox Forest Designs. They upload when they have time, been on YouTube for 1 year or more. Goal of the channel is to have fun. It is a art how to draw inspiration channel.
Very cool.
And the goal of the channel is to have fun, which I think I said already. And the question is, sending best wishes to you both. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Says, please may I ask what your thoughts are on 24/7 live streams? Does YouTube like them? Are they worth the investment? What pros and cons do you know of? Would love to know your thoughts. So for some cases, yes, the 24/7 live streams are good as long as you can get people involved in them. If you can't, then it can be challenging to to make it worthwhile, because if nobody's involved in it, then in that case, it's kind of pointless if nobody's, hanging out in the streams. But for like music channels, things like that, they can be really good. In some cases, if you have content that, people are, they just absolutely love it, then in that case, some channels also do it to where they'll run all of their content, or at least their best content, they'll run it like a TV station. And then they have a 24/7 live stream to where they have their content pretty much playing on a loop. And then by doing that, it allows them to just have this offering to where they have, all of this content that's being played on their channel, that, with the power of live streaming, to where as it gets recommended to people come in and hang out, and they have the option to chat, do all that stuff in there as well. So they can be advantageous, but hey, Joe, what's up, man? They can be advantageous, but in a lot of cases, not so much. So it really just depends on, what's on offer and what it is that you're doing, and if you can get people into it or not. So there's some services. So there's one, it's called Gyro, Gyro. And with them, it's set up to where it's basically like a virtual private server is how it works. But they've made it easy. They've simplified the whole thing. That sounds technical, but it's not. They've simplified it. In the past, you had to use a service. You either had to do it yourself, but if you lose connection, then you lose the stream. But there's a service called OBubble that I used to use, because I had a 24/7 live stream that I did for a year just as an experiment. And with that live stream, I gained I think 2,000 subscribers on that stream. This is on an experimental channel. And so, I mean, they can, get views and subscribers and all that stuff. But everything, you just have to be able to get people into the stream. So they can be valuable. But Gyro is the service. What's the URL for that? Hold on. Gyro.
I'm not sure what it is.
24/7 live streams. So it's Gyre, GYRE.pro. And with this, you can do the 24/7 stream with the pre-recorded videos is like the promise on their page here. And with this also, so there's a couple different ways you can do this. So you can use them, you can use OBubble. With OBubble, you have to create a virtual private server with them. There's usually like a waiting list, so it's not something you can, sign up for quickly. But with that, with both of those, actually, you basically log into their services, and then those services allow you to, basically host everything off of their servers. So everything's like backed up and all that. If something goes down, they guarantee certain amounts of uptime and things like that. So you can kind of count on your live stream being up. So one problem that I had, and this is a weird problem, and I don't know why this happened, but every now and then on the one that I did, it was a year that I did it for. And on that one, just out of nowhere, randomly, like let's say that it's sitting there and it's streaming for, like 3 months, I would just randomly lose audio. And then I would
just turn off?
Yeah, the audio would die. So everything else would keep going, but the audio would die. And then I would go back in, I would fix it up, and then I would go, check back in, another month or two later, and it was fine. And then I would check back in like another month, and then like the audio was gone again. So weird. Yeah, that was really weird. But
you couldn't figure out why it was turning off?
No, it would just randomly die. Yeah. So it was probably something, because basically I had OBS on the VPS. So I'm guessing something inside of OBS just misfired in a loop or something like that. Probably. I'm not sure.
Still.
Yep. Yeah, my audio is out of sync, Amy. And it's becoming a problem here. So we use StreamYard for this live stream, and they've had this syncing problem for a little bit of time now. And the syncing problem is, like, other than the syncing, love StreamYard. Yeah. But with the syncing problem, it's a bit of an issue, because in addition to the live streams, I also clip these, right? And we put them on another channel. So when we clip these, the audio is out of sync there too. So the out of sync just kind of compounds into sync being off through that entire process, which kind of sucks. So we're probably going to switch to Meld soon. We've been talking about it for a while, but I think it's going to be like a necessity soon, because it's kind of representing the content poorly, in my opinion.
Restored by Life had a follow-up question. It says, so YouTube won't give you any violations for pre-recorded streams?
As long as it's your stream, you're fine. Yeah, so if it's your stream, you're allowed to have pre-recorded streams.
Doesn't mean they won't make a mistake and you won't have to fight for it.
Right. Yeah, but with the pre-recorded streams, yeah, you can upload your videos. But the thing is, you don't want one video on a loop. That's not what they're going for. Like those types of things, you know, you start getting into gray areas there. What you want to do is, if you're going to do a 24/7 stream, you want to think about it through the lens of how can I make this a different offering from what it is that I normally do. And then by doing that, then that gives you the option to, you know, to come up with something creative that you offer. So one of the things that I did on the one that I did, and keep in mind this was years ago, but with that one it was a live stream for video ideas. So basically, you could go hang out in the live stream, you could just listen to music, and then, you know, different video ideas would flash on the screen. But I made a bunch of little clips that I inserted like every now and then in the loop to where it'd be like, hey, if you're just joining, you know, we're, you know, talking about, or, you know, we're, you know, sharing video ideas and blah, blah. And I had this like little thing, and I did like a handful of different versions of that. So when I was building out the loop inside of OBS, I would have like a bunch of, you know, different video ideas, and then I would insert that clip, and then a bunch of video ideas, insert that clip, a bunch of video ideas, insert that clip. And then it made it to where, you know, there's this like little interruptive piece that happened every now and then and all that stuff. So it was just a completely different, you know, offering of sorts. Of sorts. So let's see here. So next up, we've got, go ahead.
I was just going to say back to the syncing issue.
Oh, yeah.
I know OBS has and I think Meld has it now
Where they
too,
slide it.
where you can adjust it.
Yep.
Right.
OBS had that. Yeah.
Right. So if you have, you know, your sync is out of alignment, you can adjust it by milliseconds to try to get it back in. So if StreamYard is going to have these issues, I wish they would add something like that to allow us to try to.
I mean, to be fair, it
nudge
might
it back into place.
To be fair, it might also be our it might not be StreamYard. Like other people have also mentioned it was StreamYard, but it might be our equipment too.
I don't think so, because nothing's changed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it might be the equipment.
It's not.
Yeah, it could be.
It's not.
Yeah. So you know, so there's that too.
It's not.
Like, for example, if we do meld and then we have to make an adjustment, then it's the equipment. But if we do meld and it's perfect, then it's StreamYard. But we'll figure that out later. So next up, oh, Doug has that in Ecamm too, the drift. Oh, you mean for the adjustment? Nice. Yeah. So next up we have
but that tells you that it happens.
Viola Tan Tarot.
It happened. It's normal. StreamYard was able to correct that somehow for a long time, and
they lost it.
Yeah.
Viola Tan Tarot. Jennifer Black Psychic Medium is the name of the channel. Let me copy this in case you want me to look at the channel here. So they do daily content. They do tarot card readings and let's see here, create both long form and short form animated, face cam, tarot videos. Okay, so the question is, thanks for the stream. I was recently demonetized for inauthentic content after years with no strikes, and I've seen many other non-AI channels including hand-animated ones affected too. I've removed my animated and image-based content, but I'm worried my remaining face-only videos could still be rejected. How can I avoid being demonetized again when I reapply, and what might be causing original content like mine to get flagged? It could be an error in their system. So I hope that you appealed. If you didn't, then I would go through the appeal process. If that didn't work out, then I would do the same with you, to where I would hop on x.com and go to and at Team YouTube, let them know that you're making original content, so on and so forth, and let them know, you know, what the problem is there. But yeah, I would definitely you know, explore that because like with the fact that you're on camera,
that's crazy.
Yeah, the fact that you're on camera is a huge red flag in terms of, you know, you getting hit for inauthentic content. Because if you're on camera, I mean, like that's as regular content as you can possibly get, right? So yeah, I think there's been a mistake there, and I would definitely hit up Team YouTube and see if you can get it sorted. Like I'm looking at your channel right now, and I got to pull this up just so everybody can see this.
Valentine Station in with the comment of the day. She's a psychic. How did she not see it coming?
Yeah, nice.
Boom, boom, bah.
Ba-doom, bah. Yeah, that's great. So, looking at your channel right here, you know, like you're in these, right? And I see that. So yeah, I have no idea how they could flag you for inauthentic content unless this is an AI avatar, which I don't think it is. But I'm just saying, like, you know, that's the only thing that I could see as like a red flag, right? Even here, right? These top down shots. Let me get the dates on here. I wonder if these are recent. 4/18, 4/18, 4/18, 4/18. Holy cow! 1, 2, 3. Yes, you do like 4 videos a day. Yeah, so you're definitely flooding the platform, but there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's no penalties for flooding the platform with content, because you're making original content. So I think, I think that, I don't know, right? I don't know who made the call or anything, but I would definitely reach out to Team YouTube, because here, like Doug mentions, that the thumbnails look repetitive. Not so much. Right? Like, everything changes, reclaim your power. They want you, like, she's got different text on here and all that stuff. She's in the same position, using the same style and all of that. But in terms of the content, yeah, I mean, this looks, yeah, she's in the videos. Yeah, I'm shocked, honestly, that you had that issue. I would definitely reach out to Team YouTube. Another thing that I just want to bring to your attention here really quick is right now you're putting a lot of focus on the text, which is kind of okay because you have daily tarot up here, which is going to let them know what's going on. But I would leverage the card imagery even more here. So here you have daily tarot near their end, or the end is near. I would definitely put a lot more emphasis on the cards as well, because what you're trying to use your thumbnails for is to grab the attention of people that are into tarot cards. So because of that, I would put a lot more emphasis on the cards and less emphasis on the text, just as a heads up.
Yeah, that's unfortunate that YouTube flagged them.
Yep.
And that's a perfect example. We mention all the time, like, diversify. Be careful putting all of your eggs in YouTube's basket.
Yep.
Super chat.
Because oopsies happen.
Right.
Their machine makes mistakes, and you're going to ask for a human review, and they may or may not have a human look at it, or they might come back and say, yeah, we reviewed it again.
Right.
And nope.
Yep.
We stand by our decision.
Winston's Chronicles, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Winstone Chronicles. Sorry about that. I said Winston. Winstone.
Winston.
So got hacked at 27,000 subscribers. Any advice? The Google recovery not working. Yes. So give me just a second. I'm going to drop some links into the chat here for you. Let's see.
Do you know how they got you? Do you know how they hacked you? Did you open something out of email?
Give me 1 second here. Let me go into my bookmarks. Show bookmarks bar. I have a special folder called YouTube Hacked. So let's see here. Open this one in a new tab so I can share it. Open this one in a new tab so I can share it. And
Courageous Painting says there's a video about these issues. It's happening to a lot of creators that are posting more than once a day. Could just be an error with their automated system.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm getting ready to share 3 links here on your hacked channel. So you have that the Google recovery is not working. So one of these is also the direct account recovery. So the first one is this link. The second one is this link where it takes you through some Google Help articles, all that stuff, which I'm sure you've already been through. And then this one, these are basically like a couple different angles that you can go through. And then in addition to that, I also want you to hop on x.com and go to Team YouTube and at Team YouTube and let them know, hey, my account got hacked. I've went through your recovery process. It's not working. As long as, these, don't, as long as you can't get the solution through those links that I sent, then tell them that, hey, this is, I went through your recovery process. It's not working. And then what will happen is they should have somebody contact you there, or through one of these other links that I just shared. Somebody from YouTube should contact you. And then from there, they will ask you like a series of questions. I think it takes like 24 to 48 hours for them to get back to you. And then they'll ask you a series of questions, to help verify that it was your channel. And then they should, be able to get you back in. Yeah, but I dropped all the links in here, so that should give you a good place to start. Sorry to hear that you're having to deal with that. It sucks. Hey, by the way, just in case you haven't seen it yet, just want to give a reminder. If you do have an iPhone, make sure that you do check out the newcreator.app. It's an app that has like a content planner in there. You can test your thumbnails, come up with video ideas, all kinds of helpful stuff where you write better titles, all that stuff. It even has like checklists in there for uploading videos and live streaming and all those things. So you can check that out. It's for iPhone only, for iPhones and tablets. But you can check it out at newcreator.app to see more information on it, or you can look for New Creator in the App Store. So make sure that you check that out. So next up on our list here.
Who be next?
Who is next? Who Who is next? Okay, so we've got Baby Bandstand is the next one.
Baby Bandstand?
Yeah, Baby Bandstand.
Okay.
What type of channel do you think this is? What do you think they're doing?
Baby Bandstand. It is either going
From
to
a
be,
branding perspective, I love what it sounds like.
Yeah, it is either going to
Double
be
Bs.
is either going to be a gaming channel,
Okay.
or it's going to be a channel where they talk about baby, baby stuff, baby clothes, baby accessories.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, a baby accessory channel or a gaming channel.
Okay. Ryan Malcolm says that baby back ribs is what they think.
Okay.
Doug Houston says music. And
Okay.
then Valentine Station says American Bandstand for kids, possibly.
Interesting.
Babies playing pop music. Oh, that's a clever one,
Could
possibly.
could be.
So it looks like it is toddler learning videos.
I was.
So I don't know if anybody said that one.
Well, baby accessories. I mean, that was pretty
kinda.
close.
Yeah, yeah. Your brain is an accessory, kind of.
Babies.
Right?
Yes.
Yep. So the goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And they say, hey, guys, just want to send a quick note to say thank you and encouraging others. I started going all in on my YouTube channel 3 years ago, which I really attribute to you guys. I've been watching your lives and videos since I started, and I still watch to this day. Your advice and kindness are unmatched, and we are all so lucky to have you two, the two of you, providing such great insights into the world of YouTube and what it takes to make it. I started with 700 subscribers and now have over 460,000 with sometimes over 1 million views per day. I say this because I think what got me here and will keep me going is finding my niche, finding specific video buckets that work, and doubling down on that, and being consistent with one video every week. All of that I learned from you guys. If you're a new YouTuber, keep watching Nick and D and keep going. Wow. So thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the endorsement as well. Super appreciate it. And thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, love it. Thank you for the kind words. It means a lot. Thank you.
Good luck.
Love those.
And good
love those.
And good luck educating those babies.
Right.
I think educating babies would be like herding cats.
Probably. Yeah. I don't know.
No, this is quantum physics,
Right.
Joey. Quantum physics.
Yeah, I actually want to look at their channel real quick and see what they got going on here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nice. Nice.
Let's see it.
Yeah, looking good.
Let's look at it. Let's see what they're doing with the little ones.
Yep. Take a quick look. Take a quick gander.
Ooh, nice and colorful.
Yep, nice and colorful in there.
Very good.
All the bright imagery, all
look
that
at
stuff.
this.
Yep, looking good. Yep, nice.
Learn colors, birthday surprise.
Yep, doing well too. Look at the view counts on these. Yeah, doing great.
So
love
I
it.
wonder
Absolutely
if they're
love it.
targeting.
Nice work.
I wonder if this is a children's channel or if this is targeting parents to help teach their kids.
Yeah, I think
you know?
it's a kids channel.
Yeah, it looks great.
So next up on our list here, we have insurance agent training. The upload schedule is every other day on the grind. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. The type of channel is B2B. It targets insurance agents selling health insurance. Goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, I do all of the work to post. I'm an insurance agent, so I don't know if my thumbnails are eye-catching or too boring. As far as the title, description, and tags, I use Claude to help me with this, and it creates a prompt for Nano Banana to create my thumbnail. Okay, so let's take a look at your channel and see what you got going on. And just as a reminder, D, when we're looking at this, it targets insurance agents selling health insurance.
Insurance agents selling health insurance.
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go.
Insurance agents selling health insurance. All right.
So let's see what we got going on.
You pulling it up? Insurance agent training. Nice and clear. Let's see. Make 300,000 a year, 1 and 2. ACA Obamacare versus 2012.
Okay, this is from a year ago.
Oh.
It's the downside of that for you.
Yep, there
okay.
we go. Okay.
Update my ACA app. Denied ACA design. Okay, so a couple things. First, I'm not sure what ACA is, but if this is something that, that the health insurance folks that you're trying to reach, if that will help them identify it, that's great. If there are any logos, associated with that, you might want to reach out to them about, using that as well and use that, in some of the videos as well, if it's something recognizable in the industry. I think in terms of AI making your thumbnails, I think it's okay when it comes to things like this. But when it comes to this type of approach, like this is way too much. So when it comes to your thumbnails, right? Like what you're trying to do in your thumbnails is you're trying to capture attention. So you're not trying to give away the whole story. You're not trying to, explain everything in detail in terms of, what people like. You're not trying to write the title in the thumbnail, right? So what you want to start thinking about is if you're going to use text or imagery in your thumbnail, start asking yourself, like, is there, 1 word, 2 words, or 3 words that I can use in this thumbnail to where if the people that I'm trying to reach were to see this on their homepage, that it would instantly, at a glance, right, against all of the other content that YouTube is showing people on their homepage, would this at a glance speak to those people that I'm trying to reach in terms of letting them know that this has something to do with something that they're interested in. The problem is when you're on YouTube's homepage, there's just so much going on a homepage, even on a mobile feed. You're sitting there scrolling, and a lot of the thumbnails and everything you see, it's really simple. And the reasons for that is because the whole thing when it comes to designing a thumbnail is capturing people's attention and then drawing their attention to a specific thing that's going to matter to them. It could be a word, it could be an object. In some cases, it can be like a face to grab the attention, but the face just grabs the attention. But then you have to be like, okay, I grabbed your attention with my face and my emotion, but now we need to focus your attention on something that lets you know that this video has something to do with something that's meaningful to you, right? So because of that, you want to make sure that you're minimizing people needing to read a bunch of stuff in your thumbnails. Instead, make it to where your thumbnails are focused on as few words as humanly possible, and or mixed with imagery. And some of that you're doing it already. HSA mistake, avoid this. Like this is a lot more clear when it comes to, just being digestible quickly, right? So because of that, I would definitely, lean more on this type of thing versus, filling your thumbnail with a bunch of, extra unneeded text like this. When it comes to your thumbnails, I think, some of these are okay. This is another one where you have just too much text going on here. There's other little details too, like, so this is just capturing people's attention, right? That was step 1. There's just some small production things that I would work on your side too, as well, because you've spent the money on your camera and your quality looks good, but there's a problem with this, which I'm going to talk about here in just a second. But here, like Not What You Think, LLC, this type of thing is okay also. This pollutes it a little bit with the tax saving stuff over here. But yeah, I think simplifying your thumbnails is definitely the way to go. But just think me, right? Because you're you're the identifiable figure there. So I'm putting me in it, and then I'm going to use as few words as humanly possible, and I'm going to try to focus on imagery that is clear and easy to understand without having to think about it, right? Because again, you're competing with content creators. Like the way YouTube works is like if we open up the homepage here. So this is all stuff that YouTube thinks I'm interested in, right? So because of that, if your video shows up here, then you have to think like, okay, well, how is this going to grab the person that you're trying to reach? How's this going to grab their attention at a glance, right? When they're sitting here and they're just scrolling through and they're looking for something to watch, right? That's the approach that you want to take. Right now, some of these are just way too busy. Now, with that said, the color selection
looks good.
Love the colors. The colors pop like crazy. I think your images all look good, like all of your photos, like all that looks good. Your photos look high quality. I don't know if those are AI or not, but they look high quality. Like everything about how you're representing yourself, even down to the branding side of wearing the same color suit. Like, even that stuff is smart, and you're doing that well. But the thing that I would work on is simplifying your thumbnails.
Yeah, some of them are good. But
yeah, some of them are good. This one's okay, but I would lose the crossed out tax saving there. This one, is okay. Yeah, not so much. Yeah, I would say the two best thumbnails you have, topically, not sure, but for the thumbnails themselves, I would say the two best thumbnails in terms of being able to understand them at a glance would be, these two right here.
So what did you identify? You said you saw a problem.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to mention also is just from a production standpoint, and these types of things, this isn't like when you change this, it's not going to like make your channel like explode or anything like weird like that. But what this is going to do is, because you are a professional, and since you're a professional and you are representing yourself in a professional, capacity, and you're using this for lead generation, essentially. Hold on, my internet's like super slow here for some reason. There we go.
My YouTube is acting up too.
Is it?
Yeah.
So let me take this back up to 1080p. So all this looks good, right? So, how you have all this, your depth of field, all that stuff, everything looks good. But the problem is like with your framing in this, right? So because you're a professional, you've got the camera, you've got, you're doing the thing. Even if this is a webcam, I'm not sure. But there's something called the rule of thirds that when you get the chance, I want you to look into it. All it is like if I click on one of your thumbnails here.
Really quick, before you even go into this,
Yep.
skip along to make sure he's not showing something on the side. Make sure he's not putting images up over there. Oh, but he shrinks that. Nope, go back.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
You're right. All right. Just making sure.
Yeah, so just to kind of break this down, and we have this overlay here just for like looking at thumbnails and stuff also, but this also applies to videos. So like when I click on this up here, oh, wow, it's not, there we go. Is this one? There we go. So you can see these lines right here, right? So when you are designing stuff or when you're framing yourself in the video, you want to consider what's called the rule of thirds. It's basically where you break the image down into 9 equal rectangles. And with these, you want to, have yourself, to where you're either like centered here or you're like right on this line. But in the video side, when you are on video, I can just draw on this actually. That'll be way easier. So on video, let's say that it's, like this. Hold on, I got to turn that off.
You could take a screenshot and just reframe him.
Well, no, the problem is my my thing here, because I have it set to automatically fade my annotations. So give me one second.
Good job. Good job.
I need to add that to the toolbar, actually. So here we go. Okay, so if we were to break this down into, and this is just going to be a super bad, rough framing of this, but if we were to break this down into 9 equal parts, and we all know this isn't equal. I'm just doing my best here, at a quick, version of this. But basically, when it comes to you in your head, you should all be in this area here, right? And your shoulders, will probably come, like into here, somewhere. But the idea is to put yourself to where like your face and all of that stuff is in the center, and where you don't have as much headroom right here. So you want to limit your headroom to, let's say, like here-ish. And then you want to basically make it to where your frame is more, this is going to be again, rough, but to where you're more like this, right? And of course you can, scoot back a little bit or, whatever, if you want to, show more, a little bit down here or whatever. But the idea is that you want to put yourself where you are here like that, essentially, right? So I would definitely do that. And by doing that from a production standpoint, and I know you're asking about your thumbnails, but I saw this and I see that you're doing this for professional purposes, so I just wanted to bring this to your attention. So because of that, I would definitely just make sure that you are doing those types of things, and here's why. So when you are making video content, and you can see the same exact thing in Hollywood, like when they are shooting, the different scenes in movies.
Here, I'm putting one on you right now.
They intentionally frame things in a way to where that probably would have been a way easier way to do this, right? But they intentionally frame things in a way to where they work within this and within something called the golden ratio. And the reason that they do that is because it makes psychologically, it makes the video feel more comfortable. So when somebody watches it, it doesn't feel off. Things feel balanced. Things are in the right place. Things are weighted right. Depending on which version that you're using, things are weighted right and all that. But for talking head videos like you're making, just center yourself up, close that headroom up a little bit. If you want, you can kind of scoot back just a little bit too. And then by doing that, you'll be just nice and framed in there. Just go look at some other YouTube videos, talking head videos, and you'll see what I mean. But the idea is just to kind of position yourself better that way. So 2 things in your case. Definitely work on your thumbnails and simplifying that. And then also from the production side, definitely make sure that you are, doing that too.
Yeah. One thing about that in terms of balance, it's something really small. And in your case, it's not bad. Like I could watch your video if the information was good. But like he was talking about psychologically, when things feel off balance to us, it could cause people to also click away.
Yeah, because you don't know why. You're just
Right.
watching it and you're like, I don't know, just something isn't right.
Right.
We were talking about this today.
Something about this, I don't know what it is. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Could just be like they feel the balance is off on a psychological level.
Yeah. So the whole thing is like, you know, when you're doing a channel for like professional reasons, like it's important to think about, you know, just like, you know, you wear a suit, right? You wear a suit because that represents you in a certain way, right? It adds like professionalism to what it is that you're doing. And, you know, when it comes to how you're framing everything up in the video and how you're presenting all your stuff in the video, it's the same exact thing as wearing a suit, right? You're just putting a suit on the video essentially. But the idea is that you're setting things up to where, just like when you walk into a room with a suit, people assume certain things about you because you're wearing a suit. Same exact thing applies when people enter your video and everything is, you know, everything is balanced right, everything looks good. Then it just creates this, you know, psychological thing to where, one, there's nothing distracting about it, so they can just focus on what you're saying. But two, it also puts this default thing in your brain about, you know, like, okay, maybe I should listen to this guy, right? Without having to, you know, be distracted by anything.
Yeah. So I pull him back up one more time. Somebody mentioned about the eye level. I didn't even pay attention if he was.
Oh yeah, because the camera's kind of looking down at him.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
on top of his monitor, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another thing too. Like that's a nuance. First, I would just work on the framing in general. That might fix the problem. Like if you scoot back just a little bit and position yourself better. But yeah, like the whole thing with like the straight across framing is, and this is another thing that also comes from, you know, like movie production and films and all that stuff is, you know, like if you watch a movie and they're shooting something from up high and, you know, down low at an angle, kind of like, you know, what you're doing, then in that case, it kind of weakens that person, and they intentionally shoot that way because it makes that person feel, you know, weaker. And then if somebody is like, you know, strong and powerful and all that stuff, they do the low shot and they kind of shoot it up a little bit. And then that person's like, you know, towering over them. So when you shoot at eye level, then it also, you know, that's another thing that makes it also more, you know, production accurate, so to speak, to just represent yourself in the best way for what it is that you're doing.
If you're shooting up and over the monitor and you don't have an option with that, I would try lowering your monitor.
Yeah. Or sit on a phone book or something if you need to.
Yeah.
Right. Just to, you know, get it up there a
Sit
little
up,
bit.
raise
You know,
your chair a little
yeah.
bit. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, anything like that. But the idea is just to, you know, just I would fine tune those things too, just because of what you're using the channel for.
Yeah, and nitpicking on this, right? But anytime you want to be in a position of authority, especially in your, you know, you're in business, right? You're trying to reach out to other.
Yeah, he's doing good. I mean, he's got 8,000 subscribers already. Like he's doing all right.
Like everything about your brand, from your thumbnails, the topics that you choose, the way you speak on camera, what you're wearing on camera, your background, how you're positioned, everything should just keep you in a position of authority at all times.
Yep. He's got like 1,000 videos.
Yeah, that's awesome.
On the channel.
Right.
Yeah, so you've been making videos for 6 years. So I'm sure you've got some other videos too that are fine and that are in alignment with what we were just talking about. I was just looking at your most recent grid, but I see now that you've been on here for quite some time. So yeah, you probably have some videos already that are similar to what we were talking about. Yeah, anyway, hopefully that helps.
Yep. He says, love it. Will do.
Yep. So on that note, I do want to remind you, if you are a content creator and you are somebody that is struggling with any of this stuff, you know, I just want to put out the reminder, you know, if you've hit a wall, anything like that, if you've published in videos, you're like, man, things just aren't going the way that I want right now. I just want to put out the reminder that YouTube is a learning curve, just like anything else that you're going to do. If you start a new job, you got to learn a bunch of stuff in order to get good at that job. If you start a new hobby, you got to learn a bunch of stuff and learn a bunch of skills, whatever, in order to get good at that hobby. You know, if you start playing an instrument, you know, you don't just pick it up and you're awesome at it. You have to suck for a while before you get good at it. YouTube's the same exact way. So embrace the idea. Try not to get frustrated. It can be frustrating. You know, sometimes you just can't, you know, you just got to be frustrated. But, you know, try to just think about, like, anytime you get frustrated, think about, you know what, okay, if I'm hitting these walls, then it just means that there's more that I need to work on. So because of that, let me just work on my skill sets, right? Because the skill sets are going to be the path. You know, you can watch a million YouTube help videos and you can get a lot of insight from them, but being in practice and working on the actual skill sets themselves are going to move the needle for you more than anything else. So hang in there. You got this, D.
Yep,
great stream.
Yep.
I've got a bunch of helpful stuff for you down in the video description for those of you on phones and computers. And if you haven't yet, make sure that you do try out the iPhone app, newcreator.app. You can get more information on that. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching Nimin Live. Remember to check out our sponsors and other useful resources in the description below this stream. See you next week.